All right. And we are live. The last word with Ebontis returns after a short hiatus. Ebontis, how you doing, sir? What's
I'm
going
doing
on?
pretty good. Doing pretty good. Got okay, well, I'm doing okay. I apologize to everybody who's going to listen this week, and it's one of the reasons my videos have been on a bit of a hiatus. My
Mm,
voice felt like crapping out a little bit, so I'm over here
mhm,
starting my day with a little lemon and honey in
mhm,
some hot water to try and soothe the voice. But a couple major things happened, so still wanted to get in here and talk with everybody.
mhm.
But just having some fun. Still playing Destiny. I was kind of staring at a BattleNet screen. I'm like, is it the time where it kind of boot up Breath of the Wild? Nope, still haven't done it. So, yeah, Destiny's been taking my gaming time and kind of off for a couple days, mostly just from feeling a little like crap. So,
Yeah, I
and
saw
sorry, I just smacked my mic a little bit there.
all good with the smack. All good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of mostly been my week is a little bit of recovery and off and
Hmm.
dealing with this
How,
crap, but mostly just watching the insanity in the community. It's been amazing. So that's kind of
yeah,
the we'll
how's the
start with that
power
a bit.
situation, sir? I saw some reports when I
Okay,
was in
yeah,
LA.
yeah, you had yeah. We'll get to your week here in just a little
Hmm.
bit, which is absolutely nuts.
Hmm.
But no, I had so there was what you would call a microburst, not a tornado, but if you look up
Hmm.
a microburst, basically it's just like
Oh.
very cold pocket goes straight down and
Hmm.
basically kind of smacks an area for a little bit.
Hmm.
And we got to experience that wholeheartedly with a whole bunch of fun.
Hmm.
So we've been dealing with some fun times in the power outage for ours was out for 6 hours, but then my internet was out for like 4 days. So
Oh,
4 days was
wow.
no internet. I was in the 80s for a little
Wow.
while. So yeah,
That's a
going back
lot,
to
bro. 4 days. Ooh.
yeah, I'm like, and
Jesus
I
Christ.
also feel like the most white privileged person ever, being like, oh no, I don't have my internet. God, what will I ever do? Like
You realize how
people like,
dependent you are on it, right? How
oh yeah,
crazy it is when you don't have it. Right?
it's sad, but it's very very true how dependent we
Mm,
are on it. Um, but it's also it takes a moment to realize, and it's like my condolences go out to. So in
mm,
downtown Dallas, there's a crane that just
mm.
fell on top of an apartment building garage, but also straight on a building, and one person I know was killed. Like six were injured. The apartment building is
Wow.
like kind of unlivable right now because of that thing just
Oh.
laying over the top of it. So I
Mm,
have a home. I have no property damage. Everybody's okay. So in the grand scheme of things, like I am very thankful that was my situation. So it takes a second to be like, hey, I don't have internet. This is kind of like, yeah, I'll just hang out with my wife. It's totally fine. So overall, it's kind of like take a second, take a step back, and just be thankful you're waking up every day. Because honestly,
mhm.
it's something like you never know. Like crane could have fallen. Like I could have been sitting
Yeah.
here, tree could have gone smashed, and you never know.
Nash,
So
exactly. No, you got
it's
to be thankful. Absolutely thankful for what you got. No, I respect that. Now, I was definitely hearing what you was going through, and I was just like, man, I feel his pain. While I was in sunny California.
So let's hear about yours, man. I know you. I listened to your E3 podcast. It was another great one over on Iron Lord's podcast. If you
Yes,
guys
sir.
want to listen to one that is going to give you an idea what that whole world is like, go listen to their post E3. You're gonna see.
Oh,
You're
you
gonna.
love that.
Oh no! But it was just. It's like it's at their best. Some of like the back and forth. You had Jez Corden on there, who's cool. A couple guys from Windows Central. Um,
Mhm.
I did not know he had that accent coming. I don't know him that
Yes.
well. Like
Yeah.
I've just looked at him like a little bit on Twitter. I'll see his stuff pop up from kind of seeing him through you. Had
Mm-hmm.
no idea that his accent was going to be. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
That's a little UK and a little Germany mixed in, but
yeah, I
most.
was like, it was kind
Okay.
of cool. But no,
Yeah.
it's like the banter on Iron Lord's podcast. I give you a hard time about it sometimes. There's sometimes I want to smack a
Yes.
couple of them, but that's what
Yes.
makes the podcast what it is for you guys, and it's great.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that one especially was it was one of those to where you just listen back and forth. You know, crap is going to start flying both ways, and it was so good. So I want to get your kind of rundown on just kind of what it was like going to E3 real quick for everybody who didn't catch your
Sure.
world, and then
Hmm.
also kind of when I had the random
Hmm.
viewers and stuff on last week. Thank you,
Hmm.
Protheon, Prescott, and Bender for popping in. Had some fun on that one.
Bender,
Um,
homie. Hmm.
kind of want to. We had like just top 3 things from kind of E3 that you enjoyed. I know you
Got
said them,
you.
but just on here since kind of missed that last week
Yeah.
without you.
No,
So
absolutely, man. Yeah, E3, man. It never gets old, man. I'm just like it's the Super Bowl of gaming. I implore you, if you're a hardcore gamer, you have to do at least one E3 in your life. You have now. That means you too, Lordy Bacchus.
if I'm gonna go to one, I think I gotta try and find my way to make it to next year because
Yeah,
I
that's the
think the
thing, though.
gloves are gonna come off next year. Like if they're gonna go, like if it's gonna be like one of the last consoles, supposedly whatever. But
Hmm.
if there's a time to do it, like I think next year is
Yeah, next
when I
year's the
think I've
year.
got to try. Like if there's
You've
something for
got
Cali,
to. Yeah, you've got to. Two new
yeah.
consoles, Scarlet PS5. But no, I mean, in general, it's almost fraternal. Like you get to see all your gaming people, all your brethren, all the personalities that you deal with, the developers. I mean, they're all in one area. So you literally could be going into a restaurant and then it's like, oh, there's Jason Schreier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh, so I got a funny story with that. That's hilarious. So what happens is
I saw
we
that
we're doing
picture.
yeah, we're doing like day 2 or day 3 of coverage. We're running around. We're trying to do press. We're getting a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And oh, shout out to Cyberpunk. Oh my God, that game's amazing. But
Oh, well, that's a
yeah.
whole different
Whew.
thing.
Oh, that's a whole different thing. So we're making, I'm going through appointments and stuff, and I forgot where I stopped off. And I'm with Lord Sovereign, and Sovereign's like, yo, that's Jason Schreier. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's up. So we go see him, and then right next to him is Steven Totolo from Kotaku. And I'm like, all right, cool. We got the edit EIC here and everything. And then what's funny is I'm so engrossed, like just talking with these guys. D just standing right there to the right. And I'm like ignoring D. I'm like, yeah, so
By the way,
Jason,
smack, smack, smack for that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, it was funny. He's like, oh, you guys are because we had like the shirts on. He's like, oh, I love the shirts. You guys are Iron Lords. You guys is that Destiny? I'm like, oh, hell yeah, it started as a Destiny podcast. So we're going at it, yada yada yada. And D just sitting there like, is anybody gonna acknowledge me? Like,
Oh my god.
so I turned. I'm like, oh, D, oh my bad, bro. And it brought him in. So I'm like, D just awesome. Like, first of all, he is so cool, so smooth. What you see is what you get. The king of sarcasm.
Basically, just cool as
He's
a cucumber, probably. Yeah.
so smooth. He's like, I'm just gonna stand here and let you guys talk. Never mind me. So there's another Bungie dev as well. But yeah, Deej, I'm like, bro, GuardianCon, man. The last word gonna be there. We definitely got to link up. So we'll see what happens. Working on some things behind the scenes before me and Ivantis. We'll see what happens. But it'll be awesome to do something with him because, again, in my opinion, he's one of the better community managers. In all of game. Forget Destiny. I literally, the man has a gift at avoiding marketing
Oh
questions
no,
and
dude,
anything
so
that.
good. He's the
Oh, he's so
best.
good. He's smooth. He's smooth at tap
Oh,
dancing.
just yeah. He's just
Yo,
laying
shout
out
out to the
that
chat.
smooth jazz out there, just dancing, just
Oh man, shout out to
just
Hype. Yeah,
dancing.
how can the Deej be? Yo, I had to apologize. I met this is like my third time meeting Deej, but it
Humble
just
brag.
it was just humble brag, I was just, but he's a cool dude, man. You got to meet him, and yeah. So just in general with E3, it's just like I said, you're going from conference to conference. You're trying to get as much coverage as you can, And one thing about it, like I said, it's just the Super Bowl, just the ambiance, the lighting. You go and you're sitting in the conference rooms, and the Ubisofts, the Bethesdas, and the Microsoft, and so on and so forth. And it's just like a show. It's very mesmerizing. So that part is cool. As far as like top 3 moments, you want like games
Moments,
or
game, just what 3 big standouts. That's all. Just trying to hit some
yeah.
high points. I mean, I know the one you were in there for. By the way, glad it worked.
Woo. Yes, yes.
How big is that theater, and then where did you end up in said theater?
All right. So shout out to UE because, like I said, made things happen for me,
You know,
allegedly, supposedly.
pulling
But
strings.
all right, it's huge, bro. It's huge, and you know that is magical because the lighting, just again, there's no bigger show
Yeah.
than E3, and Microsoft and Sony tend to have the best productions as far as a conference and going to a stage and so on. So yeah, man, that's definitely up there. Now I will say this: Bethesda knows how to throw a show.
Oh, I was gonna say a
Because
party. I heard they got you guys drunk.
oh yeah, yeah. But as soon as we come in, you got your open bar right there. See, it's like they get you all nice before you see the games. They put you in a nice frame of mind because you've been waiting outside. They get you. So that's 2, and then third. I didn't get a chance to do Square this year. Obviously, Sony wasn't there. Um, PC gaming show is actually pretty cool. I didn't like this year's, particularly just the content,
Yeah.
but the show itself, the host, they always do it in like one of these cool, schwanky kind of theaters, almost like a little opera house kind of theater with a
Nice.
second balcony kind of
Oh,
thing.
very cool.
Very gothic. Yeah, very cool. Shout out to Sean Plott, aka Day 9. That man knows how to host a conference, man. And PC Game Show, like I said, for the most part, is always one of the more fun shows. They bring devs up. They talk about what's going on. Epic Store had a huge presence. That's
Of
another
course.
story. But yeah, man, I really, really enjoyed that. So those are probably like my three personal ones as far as
Nice.
conferences. Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, for me, I was like, I mean, I know you guys shouted it out. I know
Mhm.
somebody's definitely just lying to himself, but Nintendo crushed it. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Someone, you know how someone just couldn't bend the knee on
oh
it, right?
yeah,
I was
no, that was too funny. I
like,
was like, it's like, yeah, but no, like
Mhm.
for me, Breath of the Wild's amazing. So that one at the
Whew.
end just like
Oh,
just set off everything. I was just like, oh, hit me in the Zelda feels right there. Because
yes.
Zelda's one of my huge
Hmm.
forevers from 8-bit
Oh,
gold cartridge Zelda 1.
oh,
That's where I started Zelda. It was like the one. So I've been doing like,
yeah.
grind enough time, get the
Hmm.
255 rupees, get the blue ring. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
old school stuff. So no, and
Oh,
more
yeah.
Zelda's always good. When we had two, you had Link's Awakening, looks like just an absolute ball. And
Hmm.
then just to be like, oh, by the way, and just
Hmm.
like, damn it. I
They
was
they
like,
you know what it
so
is, E? They understand fan service.
yeah.
They understand hardcore, how to appeal to your hardcore base and the little things that will get them excited. And that is just again, that's just something that they just have a gift at that, man. They're so
Oh,
good at that. And
that
all the
I think
titles they got
yeah.
this year. Jesus. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that's what you phrased it. One of you guys I know on the podcast, I think it was probably you who phrased it really well.
Mhm.
Is like they do, they will sell. They're gonna sell the games. They're gonna say, "Hey, Banjo's coming to Smash," and all these little
Mhm.
things. But there's like little touches and nuance that like the hardcore fans are gonna like know,
Mm.
and they know
Mm.
that's there somehow. Still,
Mm.
sometimes they feel out of touch, and then sometimes they're just like finger on the pulse, and
Yeah.
it's weird how they do both sometimes.
Yes.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
so Zelda was
Absolutely,
one
bro.
for me.
Mhm.
Cyberpunk's like everybody's gonna love that game,
Woo!
obviously.
Mm.
Um, but the for Bethesda, the Ghostwire Tokyo, the
That's
lady
my
who
joint.
announced that though, she became an instant meme because she was that
Really?
is like, oh, you didn't know? The short haired, like she had the
I
short bob,
remember
she's the
her. What
Asian,
was
she
the
was really
meme?
nervous, and no, it's just the
Yeah.
fact that she was like the most candid person who's ever done a conference because she truly was just like, hey guys, I'm nervous, and she was like the creative lead and you knew what she'd done
Mhm.
before, so
Mhm.
everyone was just like, you are amazing, we are behind you. Like she will
Absolutely.
sell that game because she was just truly like, she was genuine,
Yeah, very
cinematics look,
genuine.
and it was
Mhm.
like, that's cool. Like it's not this
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna come out and say this other stuff or hoopla or whatever. It was
Mhm.
just like, I'm
That
nervous, but I'm out
yeah.
here in front of like millions of people online and in
Mhm.
front of everybody. So she was a thing. So that was just
Mhm.
like really, really cool as well. And then of course,
Mhm.
just like Keanu. I mean, he broke everything.
Of course, he
So
broke the net. Yeah, of
yeah, but
course,
I
Mister.
really, but it was like it
Mhm.
was the best news I think anybody could get afterwards. You're like, hey, he's that thing, and you see interviews later. He's the second biggest person in that entire game besides you, and you're like, holy, like so.
Yeah, he
Those
he
three
is a
were,
major role,
yep,
huge. Yeah, absolutely. I love all three of those games. Yeah,
yep,
Cyberpunk, Breath of the Wild 2, and yeah, from Bethesda show,
Ghostwire,
Ghostwire Tokyo. Yeah, that
yep.
was my joint. Absolutely. Honorable mention, Watch Dogs Legion. I like
Yeah, I
what I
didn't
saw
catch
from
any
that.
of Ubisoft, so my
Yeah, you
internet
got
was
to
down.
catch that
So
one because I thought Watch Dogs was on the decline, but I have to say, oh yeah, shout out to Hybrid Doom Eternal. Yes, it looked
yep,
fantastic. I can't have to say that, but yeah, it's some good stuff, man. Check out when you get a chance. Watch Dog Legion.
yeah,
Definitely hyped for that. Yeah, big time.
absolutely. So we are back, kind of cut up on your little history, and
Hmm.
um, yeah. So while you were gone, I know we had a few guests come through. We were chatting about stuff last week. How much, if any, have you even touched this game in a bit, sir?
Oh, this hurts me to say this.
You
This
haven't
is
touched it in weeks, probably.
bro. This is the longest I've gone without playing Destiny, and it feels weird. Like I've been playing a ton of Switch because I've been traveling, right? So
Hmm.
switch all day. but it's just like it's so weird not to play. And the goal is to at least turn it on Saturday, and at least like I haven't even experienced much of opulence. Like I haven't done
Oh
any.
man, you're missing out, man.
Oh, so I got to live through you, and I'm reading the updates, and I'm like, oh, this sound fun, and the community's having fun, and shout out to check them out, lordsgaming.net. 1 million, baby. They back over the top. Shout out to Pyro too, because I actually
Yeah.
gave him some credit for he was one of the first to point it out too
Yeah, and then it
in
was
the
like I
article.
think Houndish or somebody shouted him out too. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, gotta shout out Pyro for checking that Charlemagne and then putting that up. But that's huge because it shows the vibrance in the community, shows people are excited about what they're playing with opulence. And we all know what Shadowkeep announcement did. So
Oh man.
I'm living through you with all the stuff that we're gonna talk about.
So before we get to the kind of a little bit of the gameplay
Hmm.
stuff, I want to shout out what GuardianCon stream is doing right now.
Yes.
If you guys have not been staying tuned to it, get in there, check it out. I've thrown down a little bit here and there as well.
Mhm.
But the biggest thing is who they're doing it for. It's for St.
Mhm.
Jude's. I mean, I've got a small campaign. It's all going to the same cause. You guys can see it in chat. Same
Mhm.
thing. Click on that link. You guys can donate. All it does is just literally me through GuardianCon. Um,
Nice.
but yesterday was the insanity. I mean, people have had awesome blocks like Pope in Destiny Community Cup podcast just going crazy again. We
Mhm.
had, I know Datto dropped like a big 70, and there's a lot of huge numbers that I've been seeing going on. But right now, as of right
Mhm.
now,
Where they at right now? Damn.
$2.455 million.
Woo!
Absolutely awesome what they are doing. And if you
Killing
guys don't know,
Wow.
there was one video advertisement in the first hour
Mhm.
of Bungie's stream. Go find
Mhm.
that first hour break, and when they play that video, and
Mhm.
if you cannot like weep
Mhm.
a little bit, oh my god, like, but
Feels.
because
Feels.
yeah, oh, it hits you right in the feels. And but it's I mean, everything St. Jude's is like travel expenses, like
Mhm.
they don't pay for anything, so everything like the average donation is $43 for St.
Mhm.
Jude's, so they're not big.
Okay.
But that's when they're like, they know they get the big don, but the average donation, so you know how many little ones come in to knock that average down to be
Mhm.
$43.
Wow.
So I mean, you
Wow.
got the tens, the 20s, the little bits they do. It takes $32 to run that place for a second.
Mhm. Wow.
$32 per second, I think, something like
Mm.
that. So it goes fast, it goes quick. But I mean, yesterday when Bungie like set it off, they had some awesome things that they were going for. So some of the things they
Mhm.
were doing was,
Mhm.
if you did $10, you got an emblem. If you did
All right.
$50, you got a separate emblem.
Mhm.
$25, you got a chance to win an item from like the Bungie pool.
Mhm.
$100 would get you a chance to win a signed collector's edition of Destiny 1, 2, or Shadowkeep.
Oh wow.
Um,
One, two, part one as well.
Part 1, Part 2, or Shadowkeep, just somewhere in that pool.
Oh gee.
And then they had like different people playing Crucible
Mhm.
or Gambit or Iron Banner and stuff. So like $300 would invert controls for a player, and people just like absolutely lost it.
Mhm.
500 would like all three would rotate. 777 people would like wear the Shax helmet. $1,000, which was amazing. Deej would read a
Mhm.
lore entry, and he had this like D's for Destiny like child's book for Destiny. It was just absolutely amazing. So
Mhm.
they set goals of up to 150,000, of which
Mhm.
Dylan gets a Destiny tattoo.
Wow.
They blew that away.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was the first hour. I know in 2 hours it was gone. Like 2 hours they were at like
Damn.
200K easy.
Mhm.
So they made new ones. They had another one where Dave Samuels, if you haven't seen it yet, Dave Samuels, the crazy animated guy in all the Vidocs, he
Yeah.
shoutcasted like one match. And there's one point in there, he's like, a guy goes blades like, shing, shing, all right, jump, jump, all right, slash, slash. It was amazing. Go find that clip out there.
I
It's
gotta
so
find a
cool.
clip. I gotta
Um,
find a clip. They're killing it right now. They're killing it.
oh, so good. And then Luke Smith came on at a high one, talked about Lord of Wolves. He was candid. They're going to kind of leave it in for Iron
Yeah.
Banner.
Hold on,
Place.
hold on, hold on. Back up, back up. I gotta stop you because before I flew out to E3, right? This is a funny little quick funny story because I played like nothing. I just started the quest for opulence, right? Before I
Yep.
literally played like maybe 2 hours. So I said, you know me, go straight into the Crucible after I do some of my PvE stuff. So I was running with this new loadout of Service Revolver, Lord of Wolves, and I think the grenade launcher. Maybe play the game, and I was beasting, like I was beasting. So I'm like, oh, okay, it was just me. I'm just trying out this new loadout. Now I'm hurt to come to find out that Lord of Wolves is busted, and I really wasn't. It wasn't
Oh,
all this skill
absolutely
of me.
broken.
Oh, so what is it about Lord? Break it down to me. What is
Okay,
it
so
about Lord
basically
of
what
Wolves
it
that
is, it's
got
like the
busted?
perk that you usually had to get a kill that would activate.
Yeah,
They in PvE they basically would like you kill would activate, then people would like kind of
hold
be
it down.
unable to control it, and like it'd be that 10 shot like higher power
Right.
burst. But it
Hmm.
was like people in PvE were like, hey, sometimes I don't want that much. But
Right.
then all you do is hold reload, and the gun lives in that mode in PvP, and it just melts
Wait.
because you
Even
get
without getting the necessary kill?
no. All you do is hold reload, and you switch which version you
Oh, so
want.
it's
Act
broken,
oh,
like
broken
broken.
as hell, absolutely broken as
Oh,
hell.
so you just release, you just hold down, activate,
Hold it
release the
down and
wolves,
switch.
and
And then even if
you
you
in.
switch weapons, switch back, it's still there.
Wow.
So
Oh,
release
that's
the wolves is just
busted.
you can just turn it on for the match.
Oh, so I got to give myself credit 'cause I didn't even know about that mechanic. I
No,
was just
no,
used
yeah. I
shooting
mean,
Lord of
it's
Wolves
yeah.
regular and killing
That's
people. Got my Crucible shirt on,
there you go. Yeah. So yeah, Lord
That's
of
what's
Wolves
up.
is just ultra broken. Going into Iron
Ultra
Banner when
broken.
everybody's in there, it's like okay, this is kind of a
Mm-hmm.
thing. Um, so everybody's been saying nerf it, turn it off, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke just
Wow.
kind of came on, and then shout out to Ramshackle Shackle Shotgun, always literally
Mm-hmm.
putting like transcripts out there of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he just said he's like, but we do know Lord of Wolves. Like, I'm kind of trimming this up a little bit. It's a
Yeah.
little okay. It's like a lot hot. It's a lot spicy. On PC, it's like a second sniper rifle mixed with a pulse rifle, and you would put an
Woo!
empowering griffin underneath you. You all know what happens. So he basically said what they're
Woo!
gonna do is if you play through this, you're gonna kind of basically get an emblem that's like, I survived Iron Banner
I
June of
survived.
2019. Basically, it's like I got a T-shirt type thing, but it's like you're gonna get an emblem. So they're gonna do that. There's a patch coming in July. They know they're gonna adjust it some way, but it's just their way of saying, kind of like the fusion, the linear fusion Prometheus lens being
Yes.
like laser tag. They're like,
Mhm.
get out there and use it. So
Shout out to Lord of Wolves, one of my favorite guns, having its moment of broken.
there you go. Get out there.
I never thought Lord of Wolves would be mentioned at all in this type of context. This is hilarious to me.
Yeah. So it is. It's a
Hilarious.
lot broken right now for sure.
Mm.
Um,
Spicy.
Yeah, so I mean, they talked about that, but they ended up. I mean, shout out to everybody so far because they started the stream like Goth and Broman. They kicked it off with like I think like 70, 75K something bananas they hit. People, I think
Wow.
Dado hit like 70. He's going to be doing a Marasov cosplay in 2020.
Wow.
Blessius has a crazy stream. I think his is tonight. That he's
Mhm.
got possible shaving and face cut. A lot of crazy stuff
Yeah, I'm
potentially
seeing
going
a
to
lot
be.
of crazy criteria that is going on.
And
Seeing a
then
lot.
so like I mean they all did for like just one person being able to put the stuff up that those guys are doing is absolutely amazing. DCP hitting 70, so I mean huge chunks. The one I just checked right now is at 50, and
Wow.
I
Killing it.
don't actually know the guy who's doing it right now. So and that's just me being kind of out of touch, but like he's at 50, and then Bungie yesterday drops the bomb. Like the
Mm.
150K goal for his tattoo was done in the first hour, I think Hybrid said.
Damn.
So they set higher goals. They ended up hitting 400 in literally the last. They hit 400,000 like
Mm.
153. They hit it in the last
Wow.
minute. I actually like got home after workout with my wife and we checked it again, and
Hmm.
it was like last 3 minutes, $400,000 from them.
Wow. This is,
Just their
listen, man.
stream. So
Nobody
cool.
can tell me anything about this community. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. This again, this is the reason this podcast even started, right? Because at the end of the day, we both met there, and it's a blessing because you see like-minded people, and you see when people give towards a good cause, what can happen. And again, I know people are gonna say I'm biased because that seems my favorite game, but I challenge you to come up with a community that can mimic this. You know what I'm saying? It's unbelievable the things you're telling me. And every year they seem to outdo each other, outdo the last previous year. So and it looks like they're still going, right? They're still going on. What's going on now?
Yeah, it's still going on. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
was saying. Like right now, it's basically at like
Mm-hmm.
$2.456 million.
Mm.
And it goes through Sunday. And guess who tops this thing off? Dr. Lupo is going to be the last one. And
Lupo.
you know what he can do because he
Lit.
started in like the Destiny community. He's been having a whole lot of, I mean, hats off to that man. But his
Mm-hmm.
also fundraising success has been crazy. So between
Yeah.
Fortnite and the Destiny community,
Mm-hmm.
for him to finish it up, he is in a perfect spot to do amazing things there. But you got today, it's Co-Carnage going on. You got Achievement Hunter after this, T-Rex this
Alright.
afternoon, What's Good Games.
Alright.
Um, and it's like I'm just not as close in the Twitch community to know all these people, but there's
Right.
still big names to go, and they're not even done. It is so
Wow, that's
amazing.
impressive. Salute, man. Salute.
Oh
This is
yeah, check
super,
that
super
link
positive.
that Aries put in chat for the before
Yes.
after of Blessius. That picture is a little terrifying. So
Yo.
crazy. Shaved his head,
Yo.
no beard, like clean shaven, makeup, eyebrows
Wow.
are gone and drawn on. Oh my
Oh
god.
my lord. This is too much.
But that's like it's like, but what is it? It's cosmetics in it hair and it grows back.
Right.
But like
Exactly.
that picture is $30,000 for again St.
Yeah.
Jude's. Like that is absolutely amazing. So yeah,
This is
Lupo's going
so
for $1
impressive.
million in 4 hours. By the way, his goals are
Wow.
just massive.
He's shooting for the stars. I can't get mad at him, man. That's
No,
what's up.
so like I know we're talking about this for a little while, and I know my voice will
Mhm.
probably regret it later. But honestly, I don't like just watching all
Yeah,
of
this
this,
is worth it.
witnessing
Come on.
everything. It's been so amazing.
Mhm.
Just even like just to be around and paying attention to what's going on is it's so
Yes.
cool.
It's awesome, man. It's one of the most positive things, in Destiny, and like I said, it's really good to see. So this is great.
So
Hmm.
yeah, GuardianCon. If you haven't checked out those streams, if you haven't donated, remember it doesn't have to be a lot. Every single dollar counts. So put $1 in there, skip a cup of coffee, throw them $5, whatever it is. Just get in one of those streams. I've got the link in chat for another place to send it that direction. Doesn't matter. It's all going to the same place. So put some there. I'm literally just trying to see if like the people that follow me if we can do $500. Just through
Holla.
that link, just even $500. Just send it that direction. So
Mhm.
any and everything you guys can do would be amazing.
Dope.
So yeah, Guardian Con's going on. We are gonna be at Guardian Con in like 2 weeks.
2 more weeks, brother. The reunion.
I was like, I haven't
The
also seen you in like
reunion.
3 years. So
It's been 3 years, yeah.
yeah,
Because what was it? Yeah, that was that last
three
one.
Guardian Cons. It was the one in
Three Guardian
Tampa.
Cons. The ones in Tampa. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. So
That's right.
I know I'm getting
Because
there
since
Thursday
then,
night.
you went one year, I didn't go, and then I went one year, you didn't go.
I'm trying to think if I've even been back.
I
I went
could
to
have
that
sworn you.
one. You went to one
Mhm.
and I didn't go, but I think we both skipped
Mhm.
last year maybe.
Yeah.
Because I thought about going and then it just didn't quite happen. So
Right.
I think
So
that
you
was the
didn't go
only
in
one.
2017? You didn't go in 2017?
No, I think that was the
Remember.
only one I went to. Because that's
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
only one I remember seeing. So, yeah, it's
Gotcha.
going to
All right.
be a
So that I
huge,
went to
huge
one month.
change.
Okay, gotcha. Mr. Oz, he said he went the last 2 years. All right.
Yeah, Aries.
So
I know
Mr.
you're missing
Aries,
this year.
yeah. I may have. I was at 2 years ago. I was there 2 years ago, but that was briefly. I do remember that one. So yeah, the team, the Ninja and the Cheetah will
Yep.
link up. Cannot wait, man. Long
Yeah.
overdue.
So I get there Thursday, so no, we'll probably like catching up Thursday night, meeting all the
Mhm.
people. I remember last time because it was like the night before the con was at the wing place. Cosmo stopped by over there.
Yes.
I met Fran and Destin over there. Mark from
Yes.
Guardian Con was there.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's like and then the next day it was like I have pictures with Grenader Jake. I met Dado. I may have like
Dope.
seen Fallout in passing, but now I just gotta like buy the man a drink. So yeah, there's like
Absolutely.
so many people I'm looking forward to meeting, and just like so many people from Destiny that are going. Like, there's a lot of them from Bungie. Sorry, not Destiny, but a lot from
Mhm.
that are going as well. So it's gonna be
Mhm.
amazing out there. I honestly cannot wait.
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be
like
a good time.
and
And that setup.
and that oh man, Rose and
Ooh-wee.
Shingle Creek, that like resort out there
Ooh.
is
Woo.
yeah, it's that
I got my
discounted
email of
discounted room
amenities.
is gonna be a steal.
Did you get your email yet with your nice amenities?
Oh God, no, haven't even checked. I don't.
Check your email, bro.
I will have to look.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stuff going on.
I wonder if it went to
You can
junk
tee
or
off,
something.
get your golf order if you want to. It's gonna be
man.
nice. It's gonna be
So
nice.
yeah, that is coming up. Oh yeah, somehow that went to junk. So Mark is not
Good
junk.
thing. Yes. Gotta make sure you get the premium things in life.
So yeah, that is enough with Guardian Con, but it is all so much has come from this community that started around this game of amazingness, and the game is in a great spot right now because
Yes,
we've
sir.
got a lot of things. But of all things, even more, Luke Smith, when he drops knowledge, he drops important bombs.
Boom.
And one of the biggest ones we got to talk about first. And this is the Eververse changes coming in Shadowkeep in the fall.
Mm.
So, what is one thing that a lot of people have been asking for, Sir Cognito?
Transmog.
What are we getting in September, Sir Cognito?
Oh man, this is just beautiful. This is when I saw this, it hit me in the feels, because as you know, I am Lord Stylish myself. My warlock must be decked out in the finest threads. So when I was reading this, and if you want me to start off with it, it's just pretty much, he was just going on to the things about Eververse and things that they've seen, and it starts off with armor, and he pretty much says that it stinks to go into the Eververse store and see an item that looks cool and seeing that item has bad perks on it. In fact, when we're setting up the armor, we twist ourselves up in knots to make sure the Eververse armor sets didn't have good perks. And I get that because they don't want to do like pay to
They
win.
don't want to be near pay to win, and they did a good
Yeah,
job.
shout out to the police right on time, right when I talk
No,
this.
that's totally
Here we
fine.
go.
They out there working. Salute to those doing
Salute.
their job.
Salute to the men in blue, with the shield. But yeah, man. So he talks about that, about Eververse armor sets not having good perks. They did that purposely because they want the best way to get perks on your armor by playing the game, not shopping for enhanced hand cannon loaders at tests. And so basically, we get that part. So now he said, as of September, all Eververse armor is being converted into universal ornaments. These universal ornaments can be applied to all the legendary armor sets we're releasing this fall. They override the look of your equipped gear while preserving the perks, mods, and stats of the original item. Any Eververse armor that you have acquired in your collections will have its universal ornaments automatically unlocked for use on any new legendary armor. For example, if the song in your heart is to have your Titan roll with the 2018 Tin Man-esque Festival of the Lost helmet, you can put it on any of the legendary armor coming to the game this fall. They show a nice little graphic showing you the options, showing that armor cosmetic slot, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start talking about Bright Dust. You want to talk about Bright Dust?
Sure.
Go for it,
So,
man.
well, I mean, I was gonna just touch on that real quick before we jump down. So you've got
Yeah, sure.
couple distinctions there. It does specifically say anything dropping in the fall, so it's going to be new drop. So what you got now is
Okay.
going to be kind of like another shift, like from year one to year
Yeah.
two. We got armor
Yeah.
perks, so like if you want to use the old stuff, you can, but if you want to use perks, yeah, use the new stuff and leave the stuff in the past. So same thing. If you want to have the cosmetics, if you want to look good, you're gonna want to. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It drives me nuts. Continue.
Oh no, you're good. Apparently, you got like major wreck going on over there.
Oh my god, they
But
going down.
it
They
is a
excited.
way. Um, it
Mhm.
is a way like everybody always wants to bring stuff forward and bring stuff forward, and we never get these kind of like wipes of clean
Mhm.
stuff. Like I don't want people using Midnight Coup and Galahorn for 10 years. Like that stuff does get
Facts.
old and boring as hell. So the
Facts.
fact that this is a new way for them to make the new year stuff distinct
Mm-hmm.
and make it have something, because you have the new armor energy, like armor 2.0 basically, which we talked about before, being like a lot more customization of perks. I don't know if you're gonna have to unlock them for the new stuff. That whole
Mm-hmm.
thing's gonna be a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
But then now you've got the ornaments as well. There's gonna be a lot of incentive on the new stuff. There may be
Yeah.
like, hey, if you want to infuse this one enhanced piece up because it's good until you get something better, you might be doing that. But if you want your fashion game in check, you're probably going to be working on. They're trying to. I really like how they're giving enough incentive to
Mm-hmm.
use the new stuff that it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of going to work as a natural progression of like leaving some of the old stuff in the past. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
really want, is like we need some ways to like reset. We're going to have a lot of new guardians in the game.
Absolutely.
New
Oh, we
Light's
got a
going to be
ton.
bringing so many people.
Oh, we got a
Um,
ton. Oh yeah, the blueberries is in effect.
oh, I just can't wait
Mm-hmm.
to go into Crucible and be like, I feel okay now. It's
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
did my skill go up or the player base drastically went down for a
Mm-hmm.
minute? So,
Absolutely. Did you see WD Prescott's question?
do
He
you guys
said,
do you
okay.
guys think that they will turn destination armor will become universal ornaments, as some ways make these vendors with some kind of purpose? That is one thing I've heard so
Yes.
many places. Like the destination vendors need a purpose again. They really, so whether they're ornaments, whether they get a refresh set, whether even they just get a similar set that can now drop stuff, or that can have perk slots on it,
Yes.
um, something, absolutely something has to happen with those
Hmm.
guys.
Yeah, we need that, man. And then you know what? I miss my faction rap. Yeah, man.
Faction
I miss
rallies.
my new monarchy regalia, man. I was feeling so loyally. Honestly, I missed them shaders. I miss me some New Monarchy shaders so badly. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm hoping that come September, one would hope, at least they discuss Faction Rally when it's coming back, and just maybe the gear, maybe just start using those NPCs for the gears or something. It would be nice. It would be nice. But definitely planetary vendors, they definitely need a purpose for sure.
Something. I mean, you got Shax, you got Zavala, you got every planetary vendor. And we have a lot of them
Hmm.
now because we have no more places to go to. Eris is probably going to be our contact on the moon, or a different person, maybe. Not sure.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
all of those people, just yeah, give them a little life again because right now they're just so. The armor from them doesn't even drop with like perks. It's completely useless. So
Yep.
yeah, that needs to definitely get a little bit of love somehow, some
Hmm.
way. Just somebody in a corner go start like updating their stuff. You got some time.
Yep.
So, but yeah, just I'm also liking the hopeful progression of pushing people into kind of working on new stuff. I mean, coming from my World of Warcraft background, you got a new expansion, you brought nothing forward because all the new stuff was better.
Hmm.
It was at higher
Yes.
level or whatever. So
Hmm.
it would be interesting. I know they're doing Armor 2.0. It looks like the little infusion thing is on there. I'm hoping they address some type of currency with that
Hmm.
because that's one thing my brother hates is always like, infusion cores and stuff like that. And it's the
Yeah.
transmog will help and picking your perks will also help on some of that. Because if like, hey, I got a new armor drop, but I just go in and dial in the perks that I want, that still
Hmm.
gives you a little more of like, okay, at least as I'm progressing, I can still have the same functionality
Yeah.
without. So however that armor 2.0 hopefully will help the need for infusion because if I get a new chest piece and it looks different, it may not be like quite the one I want, but if I can have that same function of like if I want my machine gun loader and machine gun scavenger and that's just the two I've got on there,
So
like
huge.
then I don't have to worry about infusion. Then
Hmm.
cores could go back to more of like the masterworking purpose or unlocking the energy.
Literally.
Like they
Yes.
should be masterwork cores. They should be enhanced. They're not enhancing anything when you infuse. They're just like equalizing your value. So no, that's the
Yes.
other piece that I want to see get some type of adjustment.
Hmm.
But
Absolutely
yeah,
agree with that.
like this is huge. Transmog is something people have been
Oh,
waiting on, and it gives like Paul Tassi said he's like I've been asking for this for so long.
yeah. He's been on it for a minute.
And he
He's
even
been on
said
it.
he had that suspicion that like the perks were, he's like they're kind of trashy, and he honestly had the hunch that they actually were trashy to make sure it wasn't pay to win. He had that
No,
in his
yeah.
little article because like
Literally.
they
You can
wanted
see
to
it.
avoid it, and it's just like it like
Yeah.
sidearm reserves and auto rifle. I'm
Hmm.
like, what crap trash is this? And they know it, and that's just
Hmm.
their way to kind of like it's a skin,
Yeah.
and they
Because at
just
the end of the day, that was, during the Activision days. And, the last thing they were
stealing
trying.
my point. But that's exactly where I
Yeah.
was going. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The last thing they wanted is to be like, oh, just go to this store and it'll be some pay to win mechanic where you get the best gear with the perks and stuff like that. So I understood the sentiment back then. I understood the way. I mean, it sucked because the gear looked so good, but then like Luke Smith said, you're getting like I can't wear it because look how ineffective I would be as a guardian in comparison to what I have. So yeah, I put an article up on this as well, lordsgaming.net, and my take on it was literally like this no longer restricts us. You know what I'm saying? But we have to admit the fashion aspect of Destiny is its strength. Like these cool armor sets, these ornate kind of
It
looking
looks
things.
so good. Usually the Eververse
Fantastic.
ones look good too. That's where the fun has
Yeah,
been.
absolutely. And these artists, man, yeah, fantastic. So it's good to be able to do it. I'm super excited for like this
Yeah.
one. I was just like, wow, really?
Yep.
Okay, huge, huge, big news.
Yep. So that is one half.
One half,
Uh,
yes, yes.
and then the other half is evolving bright dust. So,
Hmm.
um, basically, they said the best way to earn bright dust previously has been if you get your packages or you buy some stuff with silver and you break it down.
Right.
And they're like, well, that kind of sucks.
Hmm.
So they're changing up. So a couple things to note: changes to dismantling Eververse items. And one thing to note for everybody playing right now: get rid of everything that is bright dust based. Ghost shells,
Hmm.
shaders,
Hmm.
Eververse
Ships.
armor in your vault, ships. Get rid
Hmm.
of break all that stuff down, accumulate as much bright dust as you can before September 17th, because when Shadowkeep launches, that stuff will not do that anymore. It will break down into shards and glimmer, which
Mm,
is what you're going to use to buy that stuff back now. Which is
mm,
shards and glimmer are easy and stuff to
mm-hmm,
get, but bright dust will not be involved. Now, bright
mm-hmm.
dust you'll still be able to earn, and they said they're changing how you're going to earn that.
Okay.
So it's going to be involved in playlists basically with regards to stuff like Nightfalls and Strikes and Gambit and Crucible. I think it's the bounties is what they have set up right now, and I don't know if they'll change stuff later. Right now, mostly they're saying the bounties are going to be what you're going to use to earn Bright Dust.
Okay.
So just doing your daily Crucibles, daily Gambit, daily Strike bounties, whatever it is, basically just playing the game. It's going
Just
to be
play
how
the
you.
game. Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm. Nice.
like, there's times when I get enough of the cosmetic engrams. Like, I've got 30,000 Bright Dust right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm okay on that front.
You're fine.
Seem to be okay. Yeah. So I mean, they're like, take the time, break everything down, get rid of every damn shader, get rid of all that stuff. So you have as much as you can bright dust going into Shadowkeep when that transition happens.
Exactly.
But just they're also this fall they're changing bright dust from pay slash and or pay to earn currency to a play to earn reward. They want you to just basically play the game and get it as you're going through. And
Mm-hmm.
this, like, these two things, I think, are hugely telling to Bungie being independent.
Yes.
Like, this is some of the biggest, like, some of the stuff like Shadowkeep, the free to play, like, New Light is amazing, and all
Oh.
this stuff. But these types of changes to Eververse, like, Eververse armor sets, yeah, they're ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like, hey, I want to spend $6 on a set of armor or $10 on a set of armor, but I know I can use that crap everywhere.
That's
Like,
the key.
that would have worked better during Activision. Now I don't know if it's something they couldn't do, or it was a different decision choice, or it was a marketing thing somewhere, or if it was just they had this, new epiphany of like this would work better. But
Right.
whatever the choices are, I don't care. Like this is like all these things coming, like Shadowkeep sounding cool, Armor 2.0, artifacts I don't even understand yet. I still want to know more about those. We've got these
Mm-hmm.
changes coming, the new light, like the free to play players are going to be so many. And apparently
Yes.
also you're looking to have some nice fresh meat out there. So,
Oh yeah. Let's line them up. Line them up.
but so many things we keep seeing, like Luke Smith being more active and talking, like Bungie truly being part of GuardianCon. I don't even know if they could have done that under
Yeah.
Activision. I
You're
don't know if they could
absolutely
have done a
right.
stream.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That independence has to accommodate something like that. And yeah, you sense it in the energy. We sensed
Oh
it when we
man.
watched Shadowkeep stream. I mean, they just felt free. They were just envisioning Destiny in their own vision, the way they wanted to do. And especially when he came out with the exclusivity thing, and he's like, "Look, we're putting away with all that stuff. Everyone's gonna play to get like cool stuff." You see the shift internally.
Yeah. It's been really, really cool. Like the amount of people going to GuardianCon too, like also so
Insane.
cool.
Insane.
Like I know a couple of people on PC that are going. I know there's like half of the stream team yesterday who was on there. Like I'll see it at GuardianCon, I'll see it at GuardianCon, I'll see it at GuardianCon. I'm like, I just need to like take a like my old Destiny 1 package and have start like I want people to start signing these things because like half the damn crew. I know there's like 600, so it's not half the crew is gonna be there. Now, one other thing that Luke said yesterday that I wanted to point out is when he talked about Lord of Wolves,
Yes.
the reason they're waiting
Mm-hmm.
is because he's like, due to the raid release and the contest modifier and the times that it came out, we just had some guys go through like kind of a mini crunch for that.
Okay.
And he's like, we could get something for Lord of Wolves potentially out quicker, but I don't want to do that to them right now. So it's going to be a
I
little
respect
bit
that.
later. And that
I
is
can
one of the
respect that.
best things I think I've ever heard out of them to be like, right now, we're going to take care of them. Lord of Wolves, we know it's going to come in a little later patch. We're not going to go kill our employees right now because we want that balance too. And that is like something you don't see or hear that often. And that
Yeah,
was
that's true. That's real.
so cool. So, but that's also one of those pieces like when we're sitting there talking about, hey, how many resources do they have or stuff like that? That's one of those things to remember is like whatever small team, if they're going to go crunch and push out the raid, or if this like, if there's going to be a crunch to fix Lord of Wolves, just remember that when we're talking about the resources of like how much content they can put into anything, if something like that can take a little extra push.
Right.
So it's like they are independent, but they don't have just like, hey, can you guys do this or this other studio,
Mm-hmm.
or do we have any help we can pull? They're
Mm-hmm.
their own, and they have to figure out that balance. So the cadence, the amount of content, like I don't expect Shadowkeep to like let me down by any means, but like
Right.
just going forward beyond that,
Mm-hmm.
people do have to temper how much we can get, because when they limit it for something
Mm-hmm.
like Lord of Wolves, we just have to like everybody has to know, like, if Luke Smith's like, hey, we're gonna push this thing back a month just because we don't want to kill our employees in like 1 week, or give them the next 4 weeks. They will let them spend some time with their family, and we'll see it a month later. Like those types of
Mm-hmm.
things, I am 100% behind, because
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's for the good of the company, and that will keep that company what it is. So,
I just think he's slick right now, but I'm gonna let him rock. You think he's slick? I like how he slid this part in with this audible and how they letting people not cry and shit. That was cute. I like that. I like that. I'm gonna let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock. But all I will say is that with companies like this, that's very good to see. And I think in their case, it comes down to priorities. I think they have a structure, and the structure is yes, they could do Lord of Wolves, but it would pull them away from something else. And let's be honest, Shadowkeep is big for them because
mm,
we didn't anticipate anything really this September, especially with the competition this September. And I just want
oh my god,
cross save to work smoothly. So in this case, push my little LOW back, let them run free for a little bit. Just make sure that come September, everyone can do what they want to do. And also the big thing is transitioning from most likely BattleNet now to Steam. We're gonna see how that's gonna go. So like I said, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. We're gonna allow this to happen
oh
today.
yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we ain't gonna
Yeah, well,
dust up old little rivalries or points
I
of
was like,
contention.
I mean, I know we talk about that though, but
Yeah,
just the fact that they do want to take care of their employees is a great
yeah,
thing to
that's
see,
dope.
and it just makes it a little more when you're like, hey, do I want to spend the $6 in the Eververse and like help like
Mhm.
and support Bungie? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of those things when it
absolutely.
makes it easier to be like, do I
Hmm.
want to? Because I've spent a little bit here and there, but if there's more
Hmm.
like, I might be a little more carefree during the seasons if I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, another $10 straight in their pocket. Yep,
and
like,
then with the new store, just so more inviting, almost like a direct buy to what you want, and then it's like a real like, oh, this on sale, this is coming through, or you can get year one. It's just I love the new approach to Eververse, and I'll be honest, like I'll be the first on reset. I'm going to Eververse. Like that's part of my routine. I need to see what ornament she's got, what's going on. Like that's a big part of it. So I have no problem. I'll be the first to tell you, like, it's not pay to win. It's just like I'm paying cosmetics to support a game I love
no,
and I want them to flourish. I want them to do well. And all it is cosmetic. And let's be real, these artists are fantastic. So support,
so
man.
good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those two big things. Like, I mean, as it says, TLDR, all
Mm-hmm.
Eververse armor, new and armor you've already acquired, is being converted into universal ornaments. Universal ornaments can be attached to any newly acquired legendary gear. Bright dust is going to
Mm-hmm.
come from doing bounties, not dismantling things you spent money on. Eververse items can now be pulled from your collections with glimmer and legendary stars instead of bright dust. Before
Mm-hmm.
September 17th, dismantle all of your unused Eververse items to maximize your bright dust reserves. Period. So
Nice.
it's a nice way to wrap it up. And Luke Smith, like
Oh.
seeing his name at the bottom, you're like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he says things, people listen and they matter.
No,
So it's
absolutely.
been really, really cool. So yeah, this week we've got Iron Banner
Mm-hmm.
going on.
Woo! How's it been? How's the LOW action?
I I saw a little here and there, but I didn't see just like everyone running with it. I don't know if it's
Oh,
this
okay.
like universally accepted. Like there's some people that are gonna use it, but like
Mm.
some of the quest actually makes you not anyway. The quest that you go through.
Mm. So tell me about these
So
quests. How's it looking out there with Salad Bar?
so far the quest is, well, first off, Swarm of the Raven, if I'm remembering that damn name right. It's a grenade launcher. Hold on. Gotta find it.
Oh yeah. I think it's his brain. I remember.
Swarm of the Raven. Um, can we talk about grenade kills? We'll get to that.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's Prescott talking about?
So,
Mm-hmm.
first off, before you actually make progress on the quest, If you have
Mm-hmm.
leftover tokens and you don't have a Swarm of the Raven grenade launcher
Yeah.
with spike grenades, try and get one.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, as soon as you open up the loot pool and do the quest steps,
Mm-hmm.
you open up armor to be in that
Mm-hmm.
loot pool, so the drops are in there more.
Gotcha.
I mean, Halo Bear says Iron Banner's been Lord of Wolves Fest, so I think it just kind of depends. I've seen it some, I just haven't seen it like
Ah.
seven, like 5-on-5 or something like that.
Mhm.
So, but Swarm of the Raven is basically the best DPS thing with someone using tractor cannon against the new raid boss.
Mhm.
So that is why it's the 150.
Mm.
So it's the fastest grenade launcher. It's
Mhm.
void. It's got spike grenades, so it's going to get that extra direct hit damage. And if you just
Mhm.
jump it into a giant head of a boss, here comes a lot of damage. And that is
Here comes the
the
damage.
highest DPS thing, because one person will do
Mm.
tractor, hit the extra void, Luna well, just do, and nothing.
Wow.
And it beats everything. Absolutely
Wow.
everything right now. So there's a graphic out there, can't even remember the names. But
Mhm.
yeah, it beats like Anarchy and Mountaintop and Outbreak. It beats
Mhm.
them all. So
Wow.
now the other option, if you did start the quest, don't worry. If you have another character, finish the quest on one character, just play as much as you
Mhm.
want. And then with your tokens on a different character, just buy it all.
Just buy it all. Nice. So it's already part of it. That's good.
Yeah, Halo's like the ideal would be hard launch, spike, grenades, and field prep for those extra reserves.
Okay. Okay. I can dig
So,
it. I can dig it. I like that little build.
and my broken vault where I've got everything to the gills. Guess how much
Yeah. You. Yeah.
I've got grenade perks.
I bet you do.
I've got everything. Well, I don't have everything. Oh, I
You
will
need to be
say though.
breaking stuff down, sir.
Oh, believe me,
Mm-hmm.
that's forever. But I will say
Mm-hmm.
right now in my occasional games when I'm running more snipers,
Yeah.
pulled out my Reverie Dawn helm with enhanced sniper rifle targeting.
Ooh,
Pulled out some
nice.
gauntlets with sniper rifle loader and scavenger.
Mm,
Pulled out a
mm,
chest piece with enhanced unflinching sniper.
mm.
Yeah. Now,
This is
now,
like
now.
God armor roll.
Yeah, because I kept everything.
You're gonna justify this hoarding.
Yeah, I got to. I got a little bit because, man, it's a pain in the butt. My
Mm-hmm.
Volt, I'm down. I actually have. I'm 477 of 500 right now. I actually got a little. I got like enough to take a little baby breath. I'm like,
Oh my lord, you are Joe. You are ridiculous. My man, the hoarder. Awesome.
yep.
Luke said to break them Eververse stuff down. Now we gonna break the Eververse
I
stuff.
already got most of that stuff done.
All right. Make
But
sure we
like,
at least get that
but
done.
like, I mean, exotic ships, sparrows,
Mhm.
ghosts. Those aren't taking up vault space, but I can still break them down.
Mhm.
Shaders, break them all down. You don't need them.
Mhm.
All that stuff. So, but yeah, I'm up to 749.6 on one of my characters. The other two have been a little less focused, but even just moving the weapons over, the Warlock 734, Hunter 722. So if I play on them, they'll come up. But right now, the
Yeah.
Titan's been the focus. So
What's your time? You got I know. That's your baby.
that's where I've spent most of my time.
So what else we got?
Yeah, the Iron Banner quest has some steps. I haven't seen them all. I know there's one is just like killing Guardians. Another one is
Mhm.
capturing zones. And then the third one, I don't know if I got to it yet because I didn't. I know there's one where you actually have to use like scout rifles, swords, fusion rifles,
Mm.
auto rifles, like literally all the stuff no one wants to use.
Right.
You are like literally forced to use it.
Now kills wise, like how's it looking? How is lengthy? Is it like a
It's not
normal?
slow. I mean, no,
Okay.
it is kind of slow progress. Like
Mm.
capturing points, I was looking down, I was like, that wasn't a lot. Like I ended up getting it after playing quite a few matches,
Mm.
but focused more on the points, and the more people in there is better. Like if you're playing with a group and you're like, hey, everybody on points, cool. Like everybody over here is many, okay, cool. Like you could probably get some stuff done faster, but it's like
Right.
it's the season long quest. Some people want to burn through an entire quest in a week.
Yeah.
And they're
In
like,
a
I don't
week.
have enough time. Well, you'll have more Iron Banners. So it's
Mhm.
meant to be a full season long thing. Just some people aren't
Mm.
treating it that way. But it's going to be a longer grind. It's not one you're like, hey, can I do this on Saturday?
Right.
Maybe if you play all day.
Yeah.
So,
You really got to put that commitment.
yeah. And all it does is unlock the armor. But the armor
Mhm.
drops at max level, or at not max, at
Mhm.
powerful gear level. You still have
Okay.
the 7 bounties that are going to
Mhm.
drop powerful gear. So between the 7 and the 5 drops you'll get for armor, that's 12 drops just from playing Iron Banner if you finish the
That's
whole
a,
thing. But if not, the bounties, which I mean, I'll get those probably like today or tomorrow. The bounties, you still
hmm
can do those, and that's going to give you big boosts. So,
hmm
um, yeah, I mean, if you're looking to level up, play some Iron Banner, get some stuff
That's what
in
I'm gonna
there,
do. Yeah, I'm gonna
get
get
those
in there.
tokens up. If you're looking for a grenade launcher for the raid,
hmm
Swarm of the Raven, Spike Grenades is
Mm,
great,
that's the
but
roll.
honestly, even if you've got an edge transit with Spike Grenades, it's still freaking up there
Mm.
because it's a
So
void.
spike
Well, it's
grenades is
Spike
moving out
Grenades
here.
and the void with Tractor Cannon
hmm
is Tractor Cannon's easy to get the buff on, and
Okay,
then just dumping damage in a Luna Rift, and you're good to go.
you
So,
good to go. Okay.
yeah, I mean, the mechanics still have to get done, but for boss dump damage, yeah, that's pretty
hmm
much solid.
All right, I gotta check this out.
Yep.
Gotta put it to the test.
So, Truth is out in the wild.
hmm
That quest launched last week while you were out, basically.
Yes. Shout out
So,
to my boy M Taz. He got a hilarious truth video. I don't know if you got a chance to see it. Absolutely hilarious. You have to check that out, man. Shout out to Tash. Hopefully I get to run into him.
I don't know if I'm trying to think of. I watched a few of those. I'm trying to think if I saw his. I saw the GIF on Twitter where somebody's like, "It's locked on," and they can't see
Yeah.
anything, and
Yeah.
then they just move up and shoot it. And goes,
hmm
and then like
Boom.
2 seconds later. So yeah, it's like it came back how it had to. 3 in the
Mhm.
chamber
That's
and
important.
amazing tracking. Like it came back right. So if it was gonna be like 1 in the chamber or not aggressive tracking, it's like it came back right, and it's like, all right,
Yeah,
nice.
we can dig it.
It's oh my god, in Gambit though, I've been hit by that so many times as an invader. It's rough. Because
Really?
its tracking is solid, and they just like look near you, throw it up in the sky, and it'll do a big
hmm
ass arc to get to you.
Then you got your grenade and horseshoes again. And then that yeah, it's beast.
Yeah, it's rough. So that one's hard to dodge. And then I
hmm
dodged one the other day behind a wall, and a dude sniped me on the side of the house. Damn it. So
Salute. Salute.
yeah, so Truth is definitely one you don't want to skip on. Cool little quest, not bad. Some interesting pieces to it.
hmm
Menagerie, we got a new boss this week, which I actually haven't been into. I need to get in there. So I know it's a new boss, so this is the 3-week rotation. And then next week, we see Heroic Mode.
Nice.
So on Heroic Mode, we've got a couple new changes. So right now, Menagerie's match made. And I've really enjoyed how it's like no fail mode. You'll eventually get through it by time. Like, there's no wiping mechanic. Throw all that stuff out the window for Heroic. So we've got matchmaking disabled.
Mm.
Extinguishes active. If you wipe, it's back to orbit. Old school Nightfall mode.
Old school Nightfall right there, boy.
Encounters never repeat. If you do a little bit on each encounter and don't have that bar at 100% before you finish, you're done. You don't even get to see the boss. So you got to fill that bar before you see each encounter once. So I don't know if there's like 6 or 7, but that's all you get. There's going to be weekly curated game modifiers rotating per boss. Power difficulty starts at 750, goes to 770.
Mm.
So
Wow.
that's the artificial difficulty piece
That's
that I'm always kind of like, I kind of hate that. But that kind of sounds like the 20-point power gap they had for the raid. So that's like,
So it sounds like,
that's kind of what they're feeling on.
I get it.
But yeah, it's like 6-player, no matchmaking, extinguishes active. If you don't reach the boss, you're kicked out. 770 power, and you max at 750, so you're going to be fighting above your pay grade. So all of that information. What are your thoughts on the? What do you think heroics?
It sounds cool, man. It sounds like to me, it harkens me back to like the days of the challenge mode. You know what I'm saying? And I like that aspect. I love what you're talking about in reference to that Nightfall kind of mechanic, where if you guys fail, you're going back to orbit. Like it adds that different layer of difficulty. I think that's cool. I think the event itself sounds cool. I cannot wait still to get my hands on it because I've been so busy. But Menagerie, it definitely sounds great. And I'm liking this variety. I'm liking the things that I'm hearing so far. So good stuff. Good stuff.
Sorry,
No, fine.
had to take care of the nose a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, that's gonna be rough. So if you're not at 750, get there.
Yeah, I gotta get cracking.
Anyone below 750 will have swords, and below 740 will have skulls. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 750 is literally you're gonna have to be max to go do that. And honestly, with no fail mode, finding a fire team, you're gonna want to be anyway.
Yeah,
That's the big
absolutely.
thing.
Mhm.
So you haven't touched Menagerie yet?
Bro, I have not even stepped foot. I just all I did was step on that little barge and saw Benedict, and he had me doing stuff. That's literally as much as I played.
Well, that
That's
guy's
how
name is
bad.
Werner, by the way.
Oh,
So,
sorry. Well, he looked like a
yep.
little Benedict to me.
I mean, he's similar looking, but
Shout
yeah.
out to Benedict's brother,
Well,
Warner.
when you find time, but it's like you had E3 and so much other stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what it is. The plan is Saturday, just at least to throw it on, get my feet wet with a little bit of things, start getting back into the grind again.
Get into the mix there a little bit.
Exactly. I miss it.
But yeah, so it's gonna be. It sounds like it's gonna be rough. I mean, you've got.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time we've had like a heroic or a hard difficulty coming back since basically
Mm-hmm.
Leviathan. So they
Yeah.
kind of threw most of that out the window for a while. There's been a hard last
Mm-hmm.
wish, hard scourge,
Yeah, you're right.
hard anything. So
You're
I wonder if
absolutely
this
right.
is them thinking about bringing back the difficulty because even in D1 we had normal and hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was part of the raids. And King's
Mm-hmm.
Fall being developed around hard and then being normal and then you saw it get to hard and it was like it was what developed around that. I would love
Yeah.
for them to get back to some of that stuff, like the normal raid difficulty where you could have like maybe some, not even matchmaking in there, but maybe a little bit or a little looser guided games or something on normal so the mechanics aren't quite as crazy. But then the hard mode is where you get the really top stuff. Like those
Mm-hmm.
are kind of things. Now there is one thing
Mm-hmm.
when you think about heroic. So right
Yes.
now, when you do the menagerie, if your chalice is upgraded, you can pick to get an Austringer or hand cannon with a
Okay.
range roll and with a range masterwork, and then you're just
Mm.
rolling for perks.
You just want for perks at
And
that
some
point.
people are getting like outlaw rampage with range masterwork on a damn good basically IS Luna, and people are like, okay. So the big question is, what do you think you can get from heroic, and do you think the rewards are going to be worth it?
One would hope that they're implementing a mode like that they would take it back to the days of like I said, big time challenge modes, big time raid diff. I mean, remember back in the day we used to play Taken King, and you'd get that second version of it, like
Yep.
the full armor set and stuff like
Yeah.
that, whether it be a color variation or maybe a couple of extra perks that's specific to the event. So what I'm hoping for is that kind of variety, and just something to introduce something new. I mean, who doesn't want any additional weapons or any additional gear, that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. But yeah, I agree. They get that in there. You know what I'm saying? Just to reward that extra difficulty. I mean, this stuff doesn't sound like it's the easy. I mean, dudes are coming up with strategy, but again, in the beginning, getting bumped to orbit and stuff like that, just adding that challenge really should be rewarded. What you
And
think?
that's kind of crucial. It's kind of like putting a hard mode of a raid in there and you don't get anything from it. It's the same thing. You
Mm-hmm.
have to incentivize people to want to go into LFG,
Facts.
to want to try this pain in the butt thing, to get kicked, to risk getting kicked out. Because if you're just
Mm-hmm.
going in there for mostly triumphs and you get the same rolls out of your chalice, that's
Mm-hmm.
not going to incentivize a lot of people to go in there. So you have to have that incentive in heroic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would like just be floored if I saw it, but it would be a really good thing. Adept versions, or is this how you start getting like specific curated perks? Like,
Ooh, now you talking.
so I mean, though, like that type of level needs to be there because there needs to be something for that extra brutal challenge. Because even
Mm-hmm.
like Extinguish isn't even going to be on the damn raid,
Yeah,
and you've
facts.
got like this is going to be rough. I mean, if
Yeah.
you play through some of those encounters now, some are okay. I can see
Mhm.
like the running around being like the running around encounter where you hit the little beams of light or hold down the plates and stuff like that. Like you're gonna need to strategize, and like the tractor cannons and the swarm of the Raven grenade launchers, like those are gonna be probably really helpful in there too. So
Mhm.
those are gonna be big, but on top of that, you've got just like so much like pain to go through. It has to
Yeah.
be worth it in some way. Like curated almost doesn't sound like enough, honestly.
You doubt about that.
Yeah, I think Prescott said like riposte, which is so there's knights like the knights with shields that like walk around with them, like Captain
Mhm.
Merrick walking or a knight walking around with the shield from like
Yeah.
medieval times. Those are the
Mhm.
ones who will drop like the hive sword, and then those are the
Mhm.
ones you have to smash constantly to get to break the like bubble shield on some of the enemies as you work through
Oh,
levels
okay, okay.
in one of the encounters. Like that thing's already got like curse thrall and acolytes going around in there, and then it escalates to ogres. Then you got an ogre boss who's gonna smash or shoot you. Like That's
Okay.
already going to be just bonkers and probably like you're going to feel like you're just ultra squishy anyway. You get a full team wipe there, but
Ooh.
you're out. Like you just kicked orbit. Like, and there are
Yeah.
certain ones in there where I've seen just those are not the biggest of rooms. There's a lot of crap going on, and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a whole like 6 warlocks. I swear. I mean, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to need a couple continually rotating like Phoenix Protocol.
Right.
Lunafaction wells are going to be crucial.
Oh yeah. Oh
Tethers are
yeah.
going to be big. I mean, you got to take like built teams like in a raid. I mean, the triumphs are going to be a thing. I don't know how bad those are going to be to get, but oh my god, riposte with blackout.
Yeah. Everybody. I was about to say the chat is going in on report.
Oh, but that's
Mm-hmm.
just it. That's one of those to me where this brings up a completely good example is the Shrieker laser beam. Oh my god, all of those things I can picture just being absolute hell. Like if you have a void modifier, you may as well just kiss your butt goodbye for a week. Like seriously, if it's void and blackout, I'm done.
Done. Done.
That is one of those things for me actually when it comes to the fall that I want. I want new modifiers in activities because we've been on the same crap for
Yeah. No,
two
good point.
years.
Yeah. Good point. Absolutely. I
I
agree.
mean, give me like small arms and specialist and make some new crap up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always just have to be like melees, grenades, and like what's the other one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember.
No.
Um, but it's like you've got melees, grenades, and heavy. But I was like, what about specialists when snipers hit for like 200,000 for fun? Like if you're like, okay, I'm gonna go
Mm.
pull a void sniper because it's a void weekend, you can have a blast.
Yeah.
Like your
Absolutely.
small arms may not do that much, but if I'm blowing heads
Mm.
off with a sniper rifle, it feels good.
Oh, it absolutely feels good.
But that's one of those things like reckoning is broke. I don't when it was
Yeah. I'm hearing
something.
things. I'm hearing things.
Well, like reckoning is like I didn't ever want to touch it on certain modifier days. And when certain days do that to you, it really isn't great for your activity. You have to watch that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
glass is one of those in there. You're sitting on a tower, you're like, there is not a way to survive that when you have half the health. Because
Mm-hmm.
you're already squishy enough with snipers in every
Mm-hmm.
angle and smashes and 6,000 thrall. So it's like they had to adjust modifiers there and take it out. And like, same thing, if you put glass or like the one where you have to run around and pick up the health orbs, it's like, I'm just trying to be on the ground floating and moving the whole time just to try and keep the little bit of health I have. If I have to go try and get to an orb to get that back, you're just
Yes,
signing my
that's a
death
bit much.
warrant. Like,
I agree.
so the modifiers, I know people will be able to do it. Not a question.
Mm-hmm.
Like the great
Right.
good teams are going to, but it's like like if I'm gonna ask like, hey, Prescott and Bender and like the guys that I have in my
Mm-hmm.
Discord, like if you guys want to go in there and we go in and it's just like it just doesn't come together. It's defeating quick
Yeah, that's
if
defeating.
the progress
Absolutely.
can't get made, and it's gonna be really like extinguished.
Oh
like
yeah.
start it over, start it over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very curious to see how it goes
Mm-hmm.
because there's gonna be some crazy difficulty spikes I think that people aren't expecting because
Mm-hmm.
they haven't failed it yet. They haven't experienced
Right.
failure on this
Haven't
thing and they
experienced
don't even
failure.
know and they're like, oh, I
Oh
can
yeah.
fail this now. And then on top
Mm-hmm.
of that, the rewards, if they're not worth it, it's gonna shoot it in the foot. People just will do
Yeah.
normal. There won't be a reason. So the
Mm-hmm.
Triumph Hunters will want it. The one's going for Shadow, which is one of the coolest titles, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You
I like
have
that guy. Yeah.
I was like, that fits you. You're like the ninja, the shadow.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, I like that.
you kind
already.
of have
I'm
to go for that one. So
gotta go for that one. That's me.
yep. So it's gonna be a pain in the ass title to get. Excuse the language, but it is gonna be it's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
It's definitely gonna be rough. So gonna take a little break here for just a second, guys. We're just gonna read an ad real quick, pay some bills, keep this thing supported, and we will be right back. And we're back. Thank you guys for taking that little break with us. But yeah, just kind of wrapping up this discussion on the heroic menagerie mode. I mean, is there any major things that like we haven't discussed? Is there any things you want to see? There are potentially some catalysts we're gonna see in it. Like, is Inagi's burden
Yeah.
catalyst from that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Wow.
what do you think that's like? From what I heard on Izanagi's burden, is it's not gonna take like the full 4 stack for the full damage.
So what you think they might do? Because that's what you had to do to get the highest like DPS.
Maybe 3.
Mhm.
Like maybe if it just does that,
maybe the
then
economy. Yeah, maybe the economy thing.
because I don't know if you can. I mean, boosting the damage higher in PVE would be cool, but PvP it's not going to matter. But ammo economy, being able to get to that sooner, if you get one pickup, if you start with 2 and you get that one pickup, with even scavenger or whatever, yeah, you can do it, but you might have something left over too. So I think
Yeah.
my guess is economy. I feel like there's some data mine stuff out there, but that's just a guess. And there's other ones like that that are supposedly coming, but we haven't seen a whole lot of new
We haven't seen a
catalysts.
lot. Yeah. We've
We've
been waiting for
got
these catalysts for a minute, man.
yep. So Menagerie is going to unlock some things. I know all the craziness is going to happen next week. I've got one character that's close to ready, but man, I don't know if I've got like the patience to work my way through that one. We will see.
We shall see.
And then the week after, 2 days before we head off to GuardianCon, because I will literally be flying on 4th of July, Lumina
Same.
is going to launch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Truth was the annual pass quest, actually,
Mm-hmm.
because that got confirmed, and they said another quest was going to be for everybody. So Lumina potentially is going to be the one for everybody this time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that switch? Which would you rather have for everyone?
I'm indifferent. I mean, what about you? I mean,
The way it's gone, like Last Word, Thorn, and Lumina, I figured that would be the annual pass one just because they have been in that trend.
right.
Because it's been like the annual pass is like, hey, this is a cool quest line, this is a cool quest line, and Truth wasn't bad, but I just
Right.
picture Lumina being like, if it's related to Thorn and Last
If it's
Word
related
and
to Thorn,
Rose
yeah,
and
it's
all
gonna be,
this
yeah.
like crazy lore stuff,
Yeah.
like that would be the one again. It's cool they might give it to everybody, but again, it's like the one that seems like it would have fit in the annual pass to go with everything else we've seen. So
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I definitely want to see how they handle big time. Big
Yeah.
time, because obviously we know the connection with the guns and stuff like that. I will say that I like the Last Words acquisition quest was kind, except the end with a little, bang, bang, bang.
I thought
You know
that
what I'm saying?
wasn't
Like,
bad. It took me
no,
one or
I'm
two
not that it
times.
was
It was
bad. I liked
broken.
it. It was broken, but I
Yeah.
mean, I liked that it fit the flavor of the weapon.
Yep.
It just, you know what I'm saying? It added to that lore. So you just hope with Lumina we learn more about this dark, twisted history with Thorn, and then where its role with this is, and stuff like that. I love learning stuff like that in context with it.
Yeah. I, yeah, if you dig through the lore, the stories in this game, man, there's a lot out there. It's just they have so much on screen and stuff like that to do. So that comes on the 2nd. We'll be at GuardianCon. I get back Tuesday, so that stuff's going to be a little delayed. That's the 9th. That Tuesday, we get the Tribute Hall and Moments of Triumph. So we know Moments of Triumph is all about the t-shirt. What have you done for the past year? This has been an insane year, because the first year was like, we had Leviathan, yes, okay, that and the other thing. This year we had Forsaken, Last Wish, Black Armory, Scourge of the Past. We had the like 2 quests with the Drifter, all of those invitations in the 9. Like the Moments of Triumph could be one hell of a list, depending on how much you have to do to go
Yeah,
full out
they
on
could
that
be.
one.
Yeah, they could be asking a lot. So we gotta see how this thing's gonna roll out.
Yeah, so that and the Tribute Hall, I don't know what that is. It's got to be a location on the Leviathan, but I don't know if it's like go to the Tribute Hall and it was like check your accomplishments, but am I going to go up and like read about Ebontis on a statue, or is it like you go up here and this is the raid statue? I'm like, I don't know what the Tribute Hall. I don't picture it being like an activity. Is it just like a new social space, kind of like?
I know.
I don't know what it. I cannot figure out in my head what the hell that is. Do you have any idea?
Listen, I have no idea, but one thing I do know is I remember Arc Week.
Oh god.
So keep expectations low. That's what I remember. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, you know what? Sounds cool. Let's see, because in my mind, still annual pass. But look, Opulence has been great, right? We can't. So far, so
No,
good.
it's been so good.
Strong start. You know what I'm saying? Raid, nice. And now Menagerie, people getting in that mix. We got quests. We got new stuff coming. So, I just want to see. I want to see. But I mean, just going to.
I want to do a quick poll for the. I know Arc Week. Yeah, no, that's like expectations. The bottom fell out of that
remember
one.
our speculate. Like, I wish I could go back. I'm gonna go back to that episode.
Oh, I'm sure you.
Like,
That's a lot
we were
of people
like,
are just like it could be like arc burn everywhere in raids, like different bounties. It was one bounty.
And it wasn't even special. They didn't even put a new icon. It was literally same bounty at the end, just was changed to arc. I'm like, wow.
And that is one of those like communication pieces they have. They can't do that crap again. Like if you put anything on, we still acknowledging arc. No, it's not an arc week. It was a patch. It was a patch, said Fred.
It
That's
was a
all it
patch
was.
note, and you got some cool emotes
It was a
saying
patch.
free.
Yeah, it was like a patch note with the emotes. That's all it was. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was probably one of the biggest disappointments of the entire year, I would probably say. Like, just
I would say
because you
that.
had just even like throwing modifiers, and I know it may not be the easiest thing to do, but like they've done snowballs before in strikes. Like, you could do something. Like, what if they were little arc balls instead that had a little like lightning when you threw them or anything? Anything could have been there.
Ugh, yeah,
So
missed.
July 9th may not be that big of a deal, but it will be something. Moments of Triumph will definitely be some stuff to work on, though. So we'll see what that
Mm-hmm.
list is like. But Tribute Hall, honestly, it may just be a social space to walk around and be like, yeah, this is cool. Like,
Yeah, look at
I have no
me.
idea. So, and then finally, that'll give some time. So it's July 9th. And then the next thing we've got, basically, this is going to be kind of that little lower piece to just kind of see what's coming next. Is July 30th is Solstice of Heroes. That's going to be last
Mm.
time we had the re. I don't even remember what they were called. The redone missions, Redux maybe. I think the Redux mission.
Redux, yeah, yep.
Yeah, so we had the Redux missions. Maybe they'll do a few more of those for like what we've seen in the past, like old stories or different like story campaigns and things like that. So we might have some Redux
Mm-hmm.
missions again. Crazy
Mm-hmm.
grind if you want the armor and the ornaments. The ornaments better hold on. But that's literally July
Yes.
30th, and that is it on that calendar until September 17th. So that is 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's a while. That's a while.
So if you
We're gonna
grind
have this.
hard now, if you knock some stuff off your list, you might have yourself a little downtime to breathe away from Destiny and then just kind of get ready to ramp up for
Yeah.
the world of Shadowkeep. So, what do you
Mm-hmm.
like? Do you feel? I mean, this season is. I mean, in this first month, we're gonna basically get it all, and then July 2nd is the last quest, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
expectations are on the bottom for that tribute hall.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks,
You're right.
and then you've seen the season, and then you've got
Right.
nearly 2 months until we get 2.5 months until we get Shadowkeep.
Mm-hmm.
So do you? I know you haven't touched the season that much, but in
Right.
comparison to like, I mean, you had the forges that came out and they were like trickled. We've talked
Right. That
about
was
how those
trickle.
could have been better. You
Mm-hmm.
had Drifter, which is if you love Gambit, you had fun. If you didn't,
Yeah. It was
the
Yep.
invitations were like, and then they were like, yeah, but they were like,
Mm-hmm.
they were well. It was just like there was like one cinematic. There's another. It's at the end, of course it was. So there were
Mm-hmm.
only two cinematics,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything else was like, yeah, the Allegiance quest, which had some little changes and tweaks to it, but it was like some of that stuff was thinner and spread. This one was like, as you were kind of going for, a little
Mm-hmm.
more front loaded, a little like new activity front loaded had the raid, and
Yeah.
then you got a breather. So
Right.
which of, I mean, for this season, I think everybody loves it right now, but it's like based on the activities. But if they
Right.
took like, if it was a different season and they had, they did the raid and then,
Mm-hmm.
they did like the Iron Banner quest and then they did the Lumina quest and then they dropped Menagerie boss and then they
Mm-hmm.
did the Truth quest and then they did another minute. If they spread this one out more,
Uh,
would
mhm.
you have, but it's still content like a lot of people are really enjoying. Would you have
That.
enjoyed the spread like that? And that's the thing. It's like Drifter was like a blah for a lot of people because of the content. Forge was like the same Forge is over. Like as they have a good mix of things, would the spread be better, or do you still like the front load? Like just for this season, like I know the other ones like people have issues, but if you take solid stuff that we've seen, people are enjoying. The audience is there. Pinnacles
Right.
unfortunately have been lower this season. But like, how do you feel about the spread versus front load? Is what I'm getting at, basically.
The opulence right now seems bucking the trend, so to speak. Right. It seems to be. Again, it's still early. We still have to play this thing out, and then remember, after July 30th, that's we got to see what's going on because that's going to be a big gap. But shout out to Halo Bear as a reference to the things with the invitation. But look, it's all about compelling content.
Yeah.
If you have compelling content, you are afforded gaps. You are afforded things because people are really engrossed in the content. What I struggle with sometimes is just like, the time gate sometimes. And, obviously they're going to bring exotics back. They're not just going to give them away. You're going to have to earn them in some fashion. You know what I mean? So, again, the first two showed, no, I wasn't really a fan. You know what I'm saying? Opulence is kind of like saying, hey, it can be done, but it has to be done right. It has to be compelling content, and then also in opulence, in fairness to the Drifter didn't have a raid, right?
Nope,
Season
he didn't.
right. So, and this seems to be a solid one, right? I'm not gonna say it's oh my god, but it's solid. At least the vibe I'm seeing, from people.
It's in the mix of people enjoying. It's not like the dumpster fire of
Exactly.
It's not the one that everybody's like, oh my god, I'm tired of throwing balls and all the mechanics. Like 5 minutes of just like if you miss one ball, then you're like you can't do damage.
Yeah.
Versus just like Scourge, which is like shoot the guys with the shotguns, drive, shoot the big guy. Like it's and there's a balance in there as you said. So here's like when you think about next year.
Yes.
Obviously, Shadowkeep is going to be its own season of stuff, but that's like the new launch. Then you have potentially 3 other seasons. We don't know if it's 3 months, 4 months, cadence, whatever. If it is like 3, though. So a lot of people want trials. If they did something like a PvP season, how do you think that would be received? Because there's a lot of people that want trials, and if they hype it up and they launch it, be like new trials maps and like new, and they're like, and that's the whole focus of a season. People, there's some of the community that would love that, and then there's people that my brother would be like, I'm just gonna set it down for 3 months because he doesn't like.
Right, that's what I'm about to say.
But it's like, but also like that would be some of the fan service moment to the people who felt like they got neglected for years. So where do you think that would fall? Or do you think that's just like, do you think they can put trials on a calendar slot, or do you think it deserves a season? Where do you feel? I know that's like 6 questions, so unpack all that. You're like, Jesus, let me start talking.
No, I mean, it's a touchy situation because as much as I love Crucible, the thing just comes down to like, they are not convinced that it's in the place it needs to be. So they have to bring it back in first the way they want it. Second, when you look at the population, as much as I don't like, it's still a PvE kind of strong, dominant kind of online population. So I think they're in a better position to bring it back post Shadowkeep because of the cross save and the online population now coming up with all the congregation. I think that's our best shot. I would hope Shadowkeep we see it, but my gut tells me it's going to be a lot going on with that. Maybe Eris. I mean, it would be the ultimate cherry on a Sunday, right? But really, I'm going to pull it in Bontes. Realistically.
Oh, it's not coming in Shadowkeep. There's no way.
I don't see it. So it's going to have to be one of those later seasons. Now, your second question is like, as far as how they divvy it up if they do annual pass again for like, from Shadowkeep on.
Do you think it deserves like a season, or do you think it's like, if it's like, this is the July 11th on the calendar, Trials goes live, like,
I would like a season. I just worry though. It would be the opposite where it would be all about me. I'm like, PvP season?
You're like, I'm living in there, and everybody, and some people are like, but what about my Gambit, or do I get any strikes or story missions, or where's my raid?
Exactly. I would recognize that the rest of the community would not be. It would be like, I mean, at least I think Drifter's that happy balance, right? With Gambit.
Even though not everybody likes it. But you have Invasion, you have
your PvP.
Yep.
PvEers are gonna riot. This is not for me, that kind of thing. So I think it has to come as a separate mode. I don't think they can revolve a season around unless they have PvE content. Cyrus comes back, and what I'm saying. They do something. Shout out. We gotta shout out boy out,
like
man.
An activity.
He needs to come back, y'all. We miss him. This is the best warlock in the game. But we ain't gonna talk about it. But now, real talk though. I mean, it would be nice to have, a PvP kind of event, but they still need a balance of some PvE stuff. If it's gonna come back, my new guess now is probably like that March, that springy kind of area, 2020 of the this would be part 2 of season pass after Shadowkeep. So. That's my hope. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay with it. Even I'm not as much of a PvP person as you. I've been getting into it somewhat more. I mean, I've played like off and on over time. I always don't mind going to the playlist. Like sometimes it's fun. Like I have my moments where I feel good. I think one of the pieces that would be crucial for whether it's Shadowkeep, whether it's Destiny 3, and this is the thing, is where they say they want to fix the foundation. They want to fix the fundamentals, the playlists. Of PvP. Like That's where I think the Shadow Keep is going to be more telling when it comes to PvP. Is there going to be a Lone Wolf playlist?
Right.
Is there going to be an option to go like Iron Banner Lone Wolf, or like just check some of those
Hmm.
boxes? And I think they might be a little more willing to if they're knowing like there's going to be an influx of free people playing, because
Right.
you put a free game like Destiny on Steam,
Hmm.
even if it's just something that's sometimes in the background. You don't have to buy that. You can play Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, Old Campaign. You can play all those things and be like, hey, do you just want to
Exactly.
go play PvP? And people are
Exactly.
like, and you could honestly say,
Like a
okay, we
Slayer
have a
C.
decent. I know, and that's like the difference of
Hmm.
the population. But you also
Hmm.
will have more of a population with new light going everywhere,
Oh yeah,
Except
absolutely.
Stadia. Sorry about that one.
Just
Um,
yeah, minus Stadia.
yeah, but I mean, the big three are going to have a larger player base, and I mean, it's going to be. There's no way that thing doesn't do insanity on Steam. So
Mm.
many people are on Steam, and it's free. How do you
Yeah,
not add that into your just occasional rotation of do you want to play? It's free.
it's free.
Like
Yeah, no.
you can be like, hey, do
Hmm.
you want to play this shooter with me? A
Hmm.
shooter at the level of Destiny? Yeah, it doesn't cost you a dime.
Bro,
Yeah,
it's a
that
huge
one.
deal.
I mean, that you can be like, hey, what are free games on Steam? Yeah, these goofy little shoot 'em ups or arcades. Be like Destiny. It's like that game. It's free
What?
though. Like that little
Mm,
pause, like those moments of the
bro.
free 99 is gonna give that people a that population base just a massive
Oh yeah.
injection of like
Listen,
I, I don't know,
I'm gauging
hundreds of
social.
thousands of massive, I don't know, and 60
Hmm.
frames per second. Yeah, go check. That is one of the best ports of a game I've ever seen in my life. That game on, I mean, the game on console, they have done so much with like what they can, and I
What they
cannot wait to
can,
see
right?
what next gen can do. But the
Right.
port feels like
Oh.
Destiny, but feels even better. Like it's the only,
Mm,
it's I can't go back. I cross save
no.
is going to be a thing, but I will. I can't go back. I would be
You not wait.
awful.
You not bringing your Guardian back to for to go play.
I would pick up a controller and be like, I don't know how to do this anymore.
Oh my! Listen to this
I would
guy.
be awful. I haven't used a
I love
controller
it.
on Destiny in so long. I'm not saying I don't know how to shoot, but I know I would not be like I'd be in
So
PvP
what?
and I'd
All right.
have
So
like a 0.1.
what if some old friends from an old clan? Hey, come on, E, help us out.
Most of
We
them stopped
need.
playing, but yeah.
So you wouldn't even cross save for like a day. You wouldn't ascend. You wouldn't come down from the heavens
I
in
mean, like if there's a
material
point where I'd be
form
like, hey, there's a
and
lot of
and
like, do you
pick
ever
up
unplay?
your
There's
PlayStation controller.
I would like if there was a point, be like, hey guys, I'm playing on PlayStation today. I know I haven't been in a while. The nice thing is at least the options there. So if I do
The
want,
option
the
is
option
there.
is there, and that's the nice thing. If there's a point, hey, let me bring the PlayStation down. Let's hook it up to the computer. Let's stream. Let's have a PlayStation day. I'm probably going to need to get carried, but at least I'll have my gear, my equipments, my guns, and all that. So at least I'll
Hmm.
come in fully leveled, even if my
Hmm.
skills with my thumb suck at the moment. But that's
I I will say this, and this is an E3 tidbit. Got a chance to play xCloud on
yeah,
with, oh boy, that is amazing. That is now granted it was still somewhat of a controlled environment, going playing on with an Xbox Elite controller with like a phone, set up on top of it, and you had your screen and so on and so forth. I will say this with cross save, I would play Destiny on the go, you know what I'm saying, with a 4G LTE or a wireless connection, because I'm gonna tell you right now, E, they're already testing it, and I'm played Halo 5, 60 frames per second, no discernible lag. Now, I can't speak for anybody else's experience. I would say it's the equivalent of when you had like, remember like there's a game mode and there's not a game mode
yeah,
with your TV.
on your TV. Yep.
Yeah, it's like the same thing like without game mode on. I cannot determine. I make any discernible lag, and I'm making cuts. I'm moving and grooving, throwing grenades, shooting. Everything's responsive. I literally was mind blown by that. Now that is replicated when the public trial comes out when it released. That is a cool option. Imagine like you're just somewhere at work and like, you know what? Let me grind out some strikes. Let me, you know what I'm saying? And then,
Depends on your
bro,
job, but yeah.
well, or let's just say you're in, doctor's office or you're in the DE or wherever you're at, and you just got time to kill. And we know Destiny's a grind, right? We know that is a huge deal. So I think in situations like that, it would work. But I agree.
Yeah,
Like for the most part, coming from PC Master Race now,
you're welcome.
it's kind of tough. So I tell people like, hey, cross save works both ways. You could come over here and experience this gloriousness stuff and
Oh,
its
and that's the
field of
thing too
view.
of people like. I mean, there's shout out to Fallout Plays. I know he's on PlayStation, but he's got a PC enough to like do what he does, make the content, all those things. So it's like, but it's like just the daunting idea of grinding all that stuff. And when
Oh,
if you have a day job and things like that, it's just
oh,
like damn. But if it's just like let me boot up my PC and I can do it, it's like. Yeah, like he's gonna have a lot of people on PlayStation, but now I can be like, "Hey, do you want to play on PC? Anybody on there? Cool." Like,
cool. You got the
it's
option.
the option, and I think that's going to be big, and just the population to go with that will
And then
be.
with, not to cut you, with new light, man.
Yeah, that's exactly where it's coming from.
New,
Like, yeah,
yeah, new light is going to be huge.
yeah. So
Huge.
the population influx from New Light is going to be what I think allows Bungie to have a little more freedom with their kind of playlists. Because right now it's
Mm-hmm.
literally like quick play. Nobody cares about the middle slot unless it's Iron
Mm-hmm.
Banner. Because Showdown, Lockdown, that's bleh.
Mm-hmm.
Rumble is there, but I don't even. I feel like that's just AFKers. But like you
Mm-hmm.
don't have like I can't go play specifically Control or Rift or Lone Wolf or like
Mm-hmm.
those aren't an option. And I feel like if you have the free influx of people, that
Right.
their worry of the player base or long matchmaking times or whatever, hopefully will be helped. Just kind of a hope that they have
Mm-hmm.
more freedom in their playlist creation. Because that's
Yeah,
one of
you
the things
want.
they said is like we're gonna revisit the playlist, and I've been wondering what that means. What do you? I mean,
Yeah.
that's mine. Is like, is there a solo? Is there a controller? Is there a clash? Is there
Yeah.
competitive having a little more freedom? Like, are those
They
the
did
things you
mention
see,
Crucible. Yeah.
or is it more? Do you see like, are they talking about matchmaking? Are they talking about like, hey, quick play
Mm-hmm.
is gonna have power ammo at this time? Or I mean, how do you think it's that type of stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
like the actual like how you matchmake? Like, what do you think is their
I
changes
don't.
they're talking about?
Yeah, I think the vibe I get from them, it seems like they're making those Taken King system changes. That's the vibe I'm getting, which is means like, okay, you see how we're doing stuff with Eververse, right? Then like vendors and stuff like that, and changing like what I call quality of life stuff,
Hmm.
right? I think it's going to be that. I don't know if they're going to go as far as connection. That would be dope. That's a big ask. We all know, their situation in the past stuff. So I'm not going to go too crazy with that.
Dedicated service.
Exactly.
We
I got
wish.
good one. I know it's
That's
a
like a
wish.
D3
That's a
or
D3.
next gen,
Yes,
something
yes,
like that.
yeah. So I mean, I think with the vibe I got is, let's see, the biggest complaints are that when you play a quick play, you can't really play what you want like D1. D1, you can say, hey, I just want to, for the most part, do this. You gotta hope, I mean, Rumble's there, but quick play seems to be like this composite of
Yeah.
things, right? So old D1, you should be able to do what you want to do. Maybe they flirt back. I think they're gonna mess around with the structure first and modes. That I think that's where they're gonna go first and see how it is, you know. And then as it goes on, then I think we probably that following season is probably going to be the more dedicated push to hopefully like a trials or hopefully things that communities really really requesting. So that's what I see. But I got a question for you. I want to give you a sneak preview to a topic that we actually going to do in ILP.
Okay.
And actually King brought it up, and I want to see what your thoughts was, which is in reference to New Light and this free to play model, right?
Okay.
And with this inclusion now, you're gonna get a lot of we're gonna get a lot of people that's going to play and maybe stay on for a while,
Right.
right? They got that choice of whether, hey, maybe I don't like Shadowkeep, but or this one, or maybe I don't buy Black Ops, but I just buy this, and like at least that's what they're hinting at, right? That you
Yep.
can do with New Light. So my
Piecemeal. Yep.
question is, with this, do you think this now pushes D3 back even further because it's kind of in this free to play model state?
Okay. Well, shout out to DCP because they've been
Mhm.
talking about this too.
Oh, cool. I missed
Yeah,
DCP, so put me on.
they were literally
Mhm.
talking about the same thing. You and I have talked about
Mm.
it many times, and you get to this point. Tefty was basically saying, and it's kind of like it was the shift in because they were asking like because Data was on, and they were asking about when do you see a D3? Because he asked the question to him on the stream. He
Yes,
asked
I did see
Luke,
that.
and he kind of dodged it for now.
Of
And like
course.
Tefty was saying before the stream, he was like, dude, it's like, probably with next gen and 2020, like coming, feels
Mm.
like a good time. And then now
Mhm.
he feels like the tone is they could be doing this thing for like 3, 4 years if they just continue to build on Destiny 2. And that's kind of a point where you have different, you have things like an engine, like a base level piece of the game that
Right.
has things like pure base matchmaking, or you have the way an armor functions, or the way like the vault talks to your character, or like those certain things are like built so deep. There are
Right.
certain systems that I feel, whatever system it is, like those are just random examples and they're probably not even what I'm talking about,
Right.
but it's a point to where certain things, if they want big, like, I want to chop this leg off of Destiny and put a new leg on, that
Right.
almost takes like a new foundation to stand on. Take
Correct.
something like a D3.
Correct.
So when Fran had a guess of like 2021 actually. So like Shadowkeep, something else with next gen to keep it going, to keep kind of D2 alive, let it settle into the next gen consoles, and then let people transition to maybe that newer 60. And so like that's the issue, is like the next gen. You have, and that's I think one of the issues is like depending on what their plan is, when next gen comes out, does PS5 run it at 60 frames per second on console?
Oh,
Does
absolutely.
Xbox Scarlet run 60 frames? Like
Absolutely.
they have to, but then like
Yeah.
that console game is not built for that. Does it have field of view sliders? Because now it can handle it, because
Right.
the GPU and the
That's a
CPU
good
can handle
question.
those.
That's
So
a
I
good
mean,
question. I don't know if
those
they're gonna go that far.
are. But that's the thing, is like, is console being hampered? That like, yeah, it may look pretty, but if you can't get the higher frames, you can't get the field of view, you can't get those things on console, but you know that damn machine can run it. Is that a point where like, is this next year Shadowkeep of them like D3 still in the like if they're working on D3, they already are working on it. There's no question. I think everybody can agree
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Yeah,
When
absolutely working on that.
when it comes is when I think they feel comfortable with like the systems they've had, the trials they've put through, like understanding like networking. Is that going to be the time for dedicated servers? Like something like dedicated, I think has to come with D3. I don't think the
Yes.
infrastructure of D2 is built for that. I don't know if that's, and I'm not a programmer, so maybe it is something you could change, but that would be one like literally hell of a communication of how that game functions for it to work. So
Connection. Yeah, we connected
Yeah.
a little crazy.
oh no, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
I'm literally taking a breath. I'm just like saying a lot of word vomit over here. I'm trying to like
that's cool. That's cool.
like I don't know, like D3 in 2020 still feels like something that's possible, because you would have had year one, Forsaken, Shadowkeep year. That'd be 3 years. But also, they lost a couple studios. They put out Shadowkeep. If they stick with this annual pass, as you said before, when you're like, well, there's 3 other. That's 4 more seasons. When does the break come? When does the time that they need to be like that? When does Luke come out? And this time he's just like, he's got to be candid again. We're not going to kill our developers, but we do want. There are some changes we can't do to D2. The D3 requires. So this next season is going to have 2 passes, and it's going to be like a 6-month little 2, maybe little bigger bops here. But it's going to be, there's going to have to be some downtime. Like whenever those things are finally a point of reality for them, 2021 actually. I mean, when Fran said that, it sounded like that I could see. 4 years.
What did he
is
say? What
like
did Fran say?
Fran was saying about 2021.
Wow. Okay.
So I mean, because that gives them another year. That's a year after Shadowkeep. That lets next gen consoles get out there,
Settle
not be
in.
brand new, settle in,
Right.
get a decent base. But I also don't think it's like 2024 where they live in D2
No.
for that long.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't-
I agree. That's why I asked you. Yep.
Yeah, so I was like, I think I'm somewhere in like, if they've been in D3's development for long enough, maybe 2020. If they feel like they can make enough changes or it's there. If next gen consoles seem daunting, then 2021 is probably where I think it almost needs to be for
Yes.
me. I don't think it can be past 2021. I would be
I
okay
agree.
with it being there because I can understand the reasons for it. If they slow down development, like D2 fades somewhat, they're going to keep the live stuff. They'd have less, all that crap I've said before. But I don't think it can go farther than that 4th year, because then I feel like D2 has some fundamental things it still has to fix. And I think the way they do that is a D3, and I think that's probably
agree.
about, that's, if that answers your question in the most
No, you
long-winded
literally
way
answered
possible.
it. Yeah, like literally, because I'm in the same mindset. I think there's still, even though free to play model may be something they continue with, or with this new light stuff, and they kind of grandfather it in. But I do think that there's fundamental engine things that they want to be able to do with D3 that they currently cannot do with D2. And I'm a firm believer that cross play is also one of them. So
And they've said they want
yeah,
to, and
and they
that's
say
the
they
thing.
want to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I just don't know how like PS4 and an Xbox on their like 30 frames per second can. I don't know how you talk like to PC
right,
on the
right.
other side. Is like I mean I know like Dauntless does it, but it's like some of those
Mm-hmm.
things they're it's not the same looking game. Like Dauntless and
Mm-hmm.
Fortnite do not have the fidelity. I'm sorry. Like it's cell shaded type stuff. It's not the
No, you're
same
right.
it's
You're
just the
right.
same as like Monster Hunter versus Dauntless. Like I'm sorry, but like
Yeah,
the detail they're
yeah,
they look like they both have their own styles, but like you're talking
right.
about high fidelity like stuff sitting in there.
Absolutely.
So no, I'm with you that there are some deep things built into the game. I mean, Zedfred was like loading screens.
Yeah.
Like
Whew.
I mean, console
Console.
like
Ooh.
PS5, Xbox Scarlet, those are going to have the CPU to handle that type of stuff.
Right, right.
And then of course the crazy SSDs and stuff.
Yeah,
But it's like the
yeah.
CPU has been one of the biggest things because some like I don't know, Spencer, somebody has said like
Mhm.
they have the graphics to be able to do more. It's the
Right.
CPUs that can't keep up with the
That's with the current gen now. Yeah.
yeah, with the current gen of saying like PS4 and Xbox currently, yeah,
Right.
they do more even at pro level, but you're still talking about
Yeah. Them
like the
CPUs
checkerboarding,
trash.
but yeah, they're
Trash.
so
Yeah.
old and they can't
They're
keep up with
trash. Some
like
Jaguars.
600
But
enemies
they.
on
Yeah.
screen. Like there's
Hmm.
that's the type of stuff they can't process. Like the AI and like that
Hmm.
and that's somebody where did I catch it once? It was some interview or something that just the amount of enemies in a space for them to
Hmm.
function the way they do, they
Hmm.
can't have too many with the current consoles.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
So
that's a fact. That's a fact. That, but again, in the future with the Zen, and we don't get too techy, but the Zen and the Navi
mhm.
situations that's supposedly coming with both the PlayStation 5 and Scarlet, that part would be alleviated. And I think again, once those things kind of get set up, I agree. I think I don't know if they necessarily want to launch in conjunction with new consoles. I think I agree with you that it's probably another wait period and get ingratiated with the hardware and then bring D3 out on it.
Yep.
So I could see 2021 to an extent too. I could kind of see 2021 because again, we figure fall 2020 new consoles. I can't see them launching, unless damn, it's a cross generation. Here's the only thing I worry about. When Destiny 1 launched, it
Well,
was
I
a
know
cross generational title because it launched on the 360 and
PS3.
PS3,
We all
even though,
converted. Yeah.
and we converted, even though PS4 and Xbox One were out. So I'm very curious to see if they go back that route or, I think it just comes down to probably when they're ready, right? Just
Mhm.
when they're absolutely ready and they feel
Yeah.
confident content.
I mean,
We're
if you
just
do,
curious.
yeah, I was
Mhm.
like, if you do D3, I feel like something like the triangle ships deserves
Mhm.
D3. I don't
Yes.
think you can do justice with the Shadow Keep, the triangle ships that
Mhm.
have been built up for 5 years, what they
Mhm.
need. I just
Yes.
don't. I don't think you can do that lore justice with an
Mhm.
expansion. In my mind,
No.
now maybe
I
if it's
agree.
like Forsaken, Shadow Keep, Taken King, Smashed all
Mm.
like some insanity level, but
Mhm.
yeah, I just don't know if you can
No,
get
I
that
agree.
out. So
I
those are
agree.
like those. That would be an amazing launching point. It's a new race. You have cross gen, cross play, like dedicated servers. Like you just say all those like 5 words or like phrases I just said.
Woo!
Like that game sells itself. Like
That sense of self, baby. Oh my
yeah. So
lord! No matter what they do at that point, they won. That's why
yeah,
people are so pumped about just cross save for
yeah.
Shadowkeep. Like people like what? Good
So
times. Good times. We'll see.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's a lot to speculate
Mhm.
on.
Mhm.
Shadowkeep with Armor 2.0, the
Mhm.
Eververse ornaments changing, so you got transmog situations coming.
Ooh, get the
Um,
refresh.
Bright Dust kind of getting its little adjustment, which I think I'm
Mhm.
going to be okay with. Like, I've earned a
Yeah.
lot from my cosmetic engrams, just like breaking down
Mhm.
ghosts and ships and extra stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I was like, I'm hoping I can still earn a decent amount.
Yeah, but the
Um,
process was always flawed. Just having to break something down, and
yeah, the bounties are in there if you want to like if you do your bounties. I have
yeah,
somebody
yep,
like you can do those, and I have so many notes that I probably need to do that while I can
hmm
because those go
hmm
away. Um,
yes,
but outside of that, like there's a lot of huge positive steps. Bungie is looking to be just leading their own ship. They've steered it in a good
Mm-hmm.
direction, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just been
Yeah,
amazing to watch what they've done. So,
I agree, man.
um, but yeah, to wrap things up, the Bungie
Mm-hmm.
Take Pride pin. If you guys haven't seen it, it's freaking awesome. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
rainbow
dope.
pin. It's for everybody who
Mm-hmm.
you want to help support. All
Exactly.
proceeds go to the It Gets Better project.
Dope.
Um, and it basically is a mission to uplift, empower, and connect lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer youth around the globe. And just to
Mm-hmm.
let, I mean,
Inclusion, man.
inclusion is huge because the things that you go through as especially a teenager growing up going through
Mm-hmm.
puberty, and then if you feel like
Mm-hmm.
you're backwards and broken and everything else and you have nobody to talk to about it, that
Mm-hmm.
can I came
Dope.
out. I was like, I came out as just a heterosexual guy, and I had
Mm-hmm.
enough. I was like, and there's enough issues growing up with being nervous, insecure,
Mm-hmm.
peer pressure, and so much. And now with social media, there's a reason I'm not a parent. More
Mm-hmm.
power to all those out there. Like there is so much
It's
out
tough.
there with
Tough to
social
raise a child.
media. So
Yeah.
if you fall into LGBTQIA, like any and all of that stuff, if it
Mm-hmm.
can support that, then do it. And it's an amazing looking pin too, just the rainbow, the logo for Bungie.
Yeah.
So they did want to
Dope.
shout that out. It is sold out right now, but just put your email in there. It'll
Mm-hmm.
come up when it's available. They'll keep restocking. I just didn't
Yeah.
want to not mention that one because it is
No, we have to.
like
We have
between
to. That's
GuardianCon,
real.
like for
That's
St.
real.
Jude's, taking care of all that, and then
Mm-hmm.
this one for just inclusion of because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you never know,
You never know.
and
You
it's
never
like
know.
and yeah, so honestly, it's
And the
like
reality is this: there's a lot of people who are suffering silence. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I have a lot of gay
that's
friends, and you'll be surprised. You know what I'm saying? The stories you hear, and just to be treated just as anyone else makes someone's day. You know what I'm
oh
saying? And that's why I like, again, with the St. Jude stuff, and now this, and Pride Month, and it's great. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, again, what more can you say about this game and the community? Just
mm,
do positive things, and that's
yep.
why I'm proud. That's why I always got my chest out for Destiny, because like I said, podcast wouldn't have started without
But
Destiny. You know what I'm
I
saying?
forget which one was it. Was it
Mhm.
PlayStation? King also had his chest basically through the screen for Destiny, and I laughed my butt off.
Wait,
He
what he
did
did? What he did?
when King did his like little rap or not rap or just like he was kind of dropping like a lyrical like a rhyme talking about
Yeah.
Destiny coming at me right now.
Oh,
That
the Destiny thing.
I lost it when I heard that one. I was like, so give King a
Yes,
fist bump for me for that one
yes,
because I
yes.
literally
Oh, he
lost
rides for
my
Destiny.
I
Yeah.
lost my stuff in the car when I was listening to that. I was rolling. So,
Yes, that was the
oh,
PlayStation one. He did the Destiny because they were doing Destiny slander, and King would have none of it. And he
I was
actually
laughing
he was
so hard.
preaching the good word about Destiny. That was great. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was so
Great little
good.
snippet.
Yep, that was so
Absolutely, yeah.
funny. So,
Yeah, man. Great
um,
game. It's good. It's good to see. You know what I'm saying? It's good. This stuff is good to see. So yeah, support. How do you get the pin? That's what I want to know. What you
just
gotta do to get the
buy it
pin?
from the store. That's it.
Oh, you just buy from the store?
It's
Okay,
just
cool.
got to get it when it's in stock. It's just
Got
that
you.
it sold out fast, and they're trying to get more. And
Jeez.
so, just
Mm-hmm.
go to the store. If you go to the page, even if it says out of stock on the bottom right, it'll have this little thing: email when available. So throw
Mm-hmm.
your email in there when it's in there. Do it. They said they're going to try and restock it a few more times. So if
Dope.
you can, and that's the cool thing about the store. Everything from their store goes proceeds like
Go straight.
I mean, it's like it's basically
Mm-hmm.
nonprofit, but they send everything they
Yep.
can not to their pockets. So that's why it's like whether it's the raid jacket, whether it's the like ornaments, whether it's the pins you're going for, like
Mm-hmm.
it all goes to good things. So it's always
Yeah, man.
they're amazing. So,
Salute.
but
I'm
yeah,
proud
that is
of
about
Bungie.
all I've got this week. Do
Mm-hmm.
you have anything else you want to throw out there? I don't know if
No,
you're about to
man.
fall asleep on me on stream or
Yeah,
what, but
I'm hurting.
no, you're good. You're
But
good, man.
mm,
But I wanted to shout out. Got a
mhm.
guest coming on next week. We had a little more warning on this one, so I actually get to tell you guys who's coming.
Woo!
So next week we've got Cool Guy. If you guys haven't seen him, go look this man up on YouTube. He's got. I cannot wait to get him in. Does not seem like a nicer guy. Great
Yo,
reviews on Weapon. He seems like just the
coolest.
nicest guy.
His name
I mean,
fits
cool guy.
perfect.
Like he is, but it's
Yeah.
like you like cool guys. Like how's this guy like have a tool? Seems like the nicest guy. Like if you buy him, just be just cool dude. So I cannot wait for next week. We've got him coming on, and it will be similar time frame. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the time will work, but we'll get him on next week. So spread the
Mm-hmm.
word. Watch Twitter. Spread the word around. I want chat like rolling next week. Come on, we got to get a lot
Yeah.
of people in there.
We'll
So
do some promo. I'll do some promo for as well.
yeah,
Cool guy. When you told me, I was like, wow, that's big. Like I follow his content. I came across his content, and he just has a very dope style. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? And he actually reminds me of you in a sense that he's just very
he's thorough.
um thorough
Mm.
and just ingratiating. Like he brings you in, and I just love listening to. You know what? One thing I love as a PvP player, listening to him review something, he definitely does it in a way. He actually can sometimes show you things that people say are useless
Hmm.
and find functionality in it. I'm
Yeah,
like, all right, okay.
I like
Have me
that.
out there with my controversial hole. So salute
Yeah.
to him. We're gonna do it up from maybe cook up a nice little intro for the cool one.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Yeah,
So
you already know.
so that is
Hmm.
going to be next week. That'll be the 28th. Same time,
Hmm.
same bat channel. All that stuff will be here. As
Hmm.
you guys know, this is on the audio platforms. I want to shout out to everybody for audio as well. Lately, we hit like 150 views on 2 weeks ago when you still were here. And even the one
Hmm.
just where I had the guest on, you guys jumped into Discord. God, I mean,
Hmm.
we're averaging like 130 views, and it's like for a like audio podcast. Like, thank you
Yo,
guys. That's
no, yeah.
amazing. Seriously.
The
So
audio support, yo, very much impressive for us being new to the platform, and just to see that when he shows me the numbers, I'm like, damn, this is really impressive. So definitely salute to you guys for supporting, man. Definitely. If you can't catch us, like I said, on Twitch or YouTube, and like I said, audio is the way. It seems like for us, audio is the wave. Like they
I was
love
like,
us.
audio, yeah, I was like, so keep it going, keep that train
Keep it
going,
loving.
spread, tell your friends
Yes.
if they like Destiny. We're two guys who love it too. So
Hmm.
next week, tune in. It's gonna be
Hmm.
next Friday's last word, 28th,
Hmm.
same time, like probably 8 o'clock for start. Maybe we'll
Hmm.
see, just make sure, but normal start time should be good.
Yeah.
And that's the one right before GuardianCon. So we'll see where we'll see what Doctor Lupo does. We'll see about this heroic mode. And honestly, I just
Mm.
can't wait to just have another guest in here. So it's always a ton of
Yeah.
fun. And we're always
Absolutely.
working on more guests. So GuardianCon networking, we'll see if we can line up some stuff. So
Definitely, we gotta do some of that. I'm gonna reach out to the crew. You know what I'm saying? That we've had, and also people we've actually had on the show before.
yep,
We'll see what's up with them as well,
yeah.
and some maybe some big fishes from Menagerie, hopefully.
Yeah.
That'll
So
be lit. That'll be lit. Yeah.
well, all right. Well, thank you guys very much. Yeah, Cognito, tell them what you got coming. I know you got the fun
Hmm.
times on Sunday.
Yes,
Always.
yes. Every Sunday, Iron Lord Podcast, YouTube, 1 p.m. Eastern. Check it out, man. We're gonna have actually two people pretty well. We're gonna have Gaming Forte and Slow
Ah,
Mo Backslap make their
yeah.
debut in the
Nice.
realm of the Lords. I gotta get you back. It's been a minute for you now. You
Yeah.
haven't been
Bring me
back in a
back for
while.
like September 17th, three
Yeah, we'll
days
bring you.
later.
Oh, okay.
Shadow
Oh,
Keep.
yeah. Okay, yes. Now you know what? That's
Seems
that's kind of like our
fitting.
tradition. That's kind of
Yeah.
like a tradition because usually when it's the big release, I'll have you. Yeah, yeah.
Get me
That'll
back.
be
Yeah.
your comeback. Yeah,
There you go. Just pencil that one in. I should be in
exactly. So we'll
September.
shout out to Neil Melton. What's up, man? Yeah, we'll have Forte long overdue hardcore.
Oh
We're
yeah.
gonna Destiny fan. I gave you a preview of one of the topics.
Yep.
In reference to the free to play stuff versus D3 and how they handle it, and of course the legendary slow mo backstab, Division lover, Borderlands lover, looter shooter stuff. So we're gonna have some nice topics. Check us out there. We're gonna talk a lot, and then what else is going on, man? So much is going on. Still look out for more E3 content. Tons of content I'm sitting on, tons of articles.
Hmm.
I got coming, and yeah, shout out for the support for the Cyberpunk behind the scenes interview stuff we did, as well as a lot of the Nintendo stuff. Was it Zelda's Link's
Link's
Awakening?
Awakening.
Yeah, put that up, and what else, man? So much content. So again, please, if you can, please get a chance, check out lordsofgaming.net. A lot of contents up there. If you want to check out what happened at E3 and our impressions and all the hard work that the team has done, please support us. And you already know the last word, man. Every Friday, gotta be here to
We
tune in.
here.
Gotta
Yeah.
be in to tune in.
I found a
Salute.
list before we go. Pray
Mm-hmm.
for all the gamers out there in September.
Mm-hmm.
This is the big stuff dropping in September, and this is
Mm-hmm.
why we're all going to cry a little bit. You with Lords of Gaming, me trying to cover anything besides this game.
Mm-hmm.
This is literally the list, and this is just some of the bigger ones. Monster Hunter World Iceborne, September 6th. Gears 5, September 6th. Borderlands 3, September 13th. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, September 17th. If you play FIFA, that's September 19th. Link's
Mm-hmm.
Awakening on September 20th. Nino Kuni
Oh,
2, September 20th as well. You've got Dead by
wow.
Daylight, Contra, Code Vein,
When's Dead
Dragon
by
Quest.
Daylight?
Dead by Daylight says Switch September 24th.
Oh my God, Jason! That game looks amazing.
Code Vein,
No, not
September
Kobe.
27th.
bro.
That is
September's
a stupid
insane.
month. I
That
don't
is
know if I've seen a month. I
insane.
haven't
I've
seen a
never
month
seen.
like that in a long
Somebody's
time.
got to blink. Somebody. This is insane.
Oh,
Somebody's got to blink. That is insane
I don't
from
even know.
start to finish.
Yeah.
And all those games are like, I want games.
They're
Like,
all grindy. A lot of them are long. Like Legend of Zelda's not short. Nino Kuni's an RPG. FIFA, you've got your grind. I don't even play FIFA, but I know it's long.
mm-hmm,
You've got Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, of course. Borderlands
mm-hmm,
3, nothing but a grind. Monster Hunter World, that
mm-hmm,
was 200 hours the first time. Gears
mm-hmm,
5, I'm sure there's going to be a Horde mode in PvP. Code Vein, Dark Souls, that's killing yourself. Like, holy mother of, like, that is
yeah,
insane.
that's
So,
insane. That's
I just
insane.
wanted to shout that out because I was, like, looking for a list and I had the page open and never went back and said it. But, oh my God.
Yeah,
September,
that's insane.
stop it. Like, go give me a break.
We
I
was
don't.
already complaining with said with. I forgot Gears is in it. Oh, this is insane. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do that month. That might be like you got to take some time off work and figure out.
I need to somehow buy another September just to have a
Yes.
chance to. Can I buy another September? Play like Link's Awakening and Code Vein, and then come back and play Shadowkeep? Like
Shout out to Bender. He said we need more releases.
Bender, no. Oh my God. So.
Shout out to Bender. That's what's up.
But yeah, I just saw that list and I was like, I had to say that because I was like, yeah, in case you wonder if there's other games that, oh my God, there ever are. And September is going to kill us all. So.
Insane.
But yeah, for me, you guys know where to find me. As I said, the voice has been even struggling today, so I probably won't even do much today because I used it.
Mm-hmm.
But Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, you guys know where to find me. If you are looking to make any donations, you got even $5 sitting around. That donation is still just going to the GuardianCon St. Jude's cause. That link is in chat if you guys want to help support, again, the kids. That is all for there. Just trying to see if even through all of you guys out there, if we can get $500, that just going to be kind of a cool thing to say that we donated, $500 to it. So any little bit, $5, $1, doesn't matter. Every little bit counts. Remember, it's like $32 a second to run that place. It adds up fast. So thank you guys for everything. It's Ibantis everywhere. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, hit that little alert bell, both on my channel and Iron Lord's podcast, because the way YouTube goes, you never know if you're actually getting in anybody's feed or not.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hit that little alarm button, man. It helps. Time you don't miss any of our content. And Ibon's is out here working, still putting up great content. Hopefully the voice gets healed.
Indeed.
And consistent power for this man because he needs to stream.
That sexy voice going on.
Exactly.
Got that low bass octave now. Just be like, what's up, yo? Dropping it.